dear boy, can you hear me? Richard!
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the voice of the late Miss Felicity Lavinia Ermintrude Worthington. My Aunt Fanny. Deceased, I regret to say. Fortunately, when she died, Aunt Fanny was all dressed up for a party. You know, her hair was all glittery, her nails polished, her lips glossed. So she may have died, but she had a lovely finish.
Richard, I am speaking to you.
She really is. She's speaking to me. Apparently, she's got special permission from the heavenly authorities to talk to me at any time she likes. A sort of supernatural natter on a heavenly hotline.
Richard, will you please answer me?
No, I will not answer you. I wouldn't talk to dear dead Aunt Fanny if she was the last person on earth. Or rather, the last angel in heaven. The reason is that when she popped off, I discovered that she'd left me £150,000 in her will. Now, that sounds good, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Well, I'll tell you how good it is. It's as good as having 4 bars of solid gold fall into your lap from off the roof of a skyscraper.
Richard, please, if you do not answer me, I shall be forced to take certain steps.
Long ones off a short pier, I hope. You see, this is the problem. I, Richard Worthington, penniless actor of this parish, am a bachelor. But Aunt Fanny stipulated in her will that I don't inherit her cash until I marry. Well, she's keen on marriage, my Aunt Fanny, always has been. She did it herself dozens of times. No, in fact, Aunt Fanny could get married with her eyes shut. And judging by some of the husbands, I think she did.
All right, Richard, I warned you.
I've been married, me! I ask you. No, rather, I don't ask you. No, sit down, madam, please. No, really, I mean, I think it's immoral to marry for money, don't you? I mean, I don't think much of marriage anyway. My parents were married. No, don't look surprised, they were. Until they nagged each other to death. It's raining. I'm getting soaked.
Yes, dear boy, you are getting soaked, but no one else, only you. I arranged for it to rain just on you.
Raining just on me? That's ridiculous.
Yes, quite ridiculous. You're standing indoors.
Oh, my sainted aunt.
We present Trevor Bannister and Eleanor Summerfield with Dilys Watling, Dennis Rabston, and David Graham in...
Oh, my sainted aunt.
Well, Richard, will you talk to me now? Are you wet enough, dear boy? Or shall I make it rain on you some more?
All right, carry on, Aunt. I'm all ears.
And rather wet behind them. Well, dear boy, what I want to know is, have you found yourself a wife yet?
Not yet, Aunt. I think all the nice girls must be married.
Yes, perhaps so. Men have to marry the nice girls.
Yeah, well, I'm running out of time. I mean, 12 months I've got. And according to your will, if I'm not married, the money goes to a cat's home. What do you say to that, Aunt?
Meow? Don't despair, dear boy. All is not lost. I have a name for you.
Really? Let's hear it.
Lady Araminta Ramsbottom.
No. I think I'll stick to Richard Worthington, thank you.
Very droll, Richard. Lady Araminta is the only daughter of Sir Percival Ramsbottom of Rolling Acres, Sussex. Now, does that mean anything to you?
Yes.
What?
Money.
No, Richard. Don't you remember when you were a small boy, you and Lady Araminta were friends?
Oh, nonsense, Aunt. My side of the family never had any connections with the aristocracy. Except, of course, my old Uncle Ned. He had strong connections with Sandringham.
Sandringham?
Yeah, he got caught nicking the lead off the roof.
Be that as it may, Richard, you were indeed a childhood friend of Lady Araminta. You see, I occasionally visited Rolling Acres, and once or twice I took you with me. And on those occasions you played with little Araminta in the garden.
Oh, yes, I remember. Little Minty. I never realized she was a rich aristocrat. And now I do. I think I'd better leave the country.
Why?
Well, the last time we played in the garden, I shoved a stinging nettle down her drawers.
Ridiculous, Richard. She's forgotten that by now.
Would you?
Perhaps it was a little rash.
Thank you very much, Auntie.
Anyway, since those days, Araminta's mother has divorced her father, Sir Percival, and gone off to America. Now Sir Percival is keen to get Araminta off his hands and is looking around for a husband.
Oh, now be sensible, Aunt. I can't marry into the aristocracy. I'm common.
Oh, you can, dear boy. I married a lord. You should have heard how people talked to him. It was your grace this and your grace that. In the end, I had to divorce him.
Why?
I found out about grace.
Very funny, Aunt. And you're right. At least if I married someone like Araminta, I mean, I'll know they're not after my money. If I win her, yes, it'll be through my looks, my character, my personality.
Richard, you give up too easily.
Yeah. All right, Aunt, I'm going. Rolling Acres, Sussex, here I come. Well, this is it. Rolling Acres, Sussex. Stately home of Sir Percival Ramsbottom. And what a big one he's got. That really is some mansion. I believe visitors sometimes get lost in it. I hear they found a Japanese tourist the other day. He'd been lost in the house for so long he thought the war was still on. It looks pretty spooky, too. Yeah. I bet even the ghosts are scared it's haunted. Ah, but it's beautiful. Look at all those lawns. Acres of them. Actually, I've heard that it's easy to, get the perfect lawn like this. You just rake the earth, plant the best grass seed, then roll the stuff once a day, every day, for 200 years. But this won't do the grass any good. A horse and rider belting across the lawn towards me. What a magnificent sight. A great steaming beast thundering across the turf. I haven't seen anything like that since Billy Bremner was captain of Leeds.
Whoa there, Dorian. Whoa. I said, whoa, Dorian. Stop it, you silly horse.
Whew. Can I help you dismount?
Yes. Could you hold him by the bit?
Which bit? Yeah, oh, I see. There you are, there you are.
Phew. Thanks. There's a good boy.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, when I get you back to the stable, I'll give you a good rub down with a rough towel.
Oh, good. Splendid. What are you going to do with the horse?
You are a funny man. I say, can I help you?
Well, I've come to see someone at the house.
Oh, Daddy, I suppose. Sir Percival.
Oh, he's Daddy, is he? Well, then you must be... Well, actually, I haven't come to see him. I've come to see you. Minty.
Minty? Minty? No one's called me that for years. Not since
Yes, Minty?
Not since a rotten little boy put a stinging nettle down my drawers.
Oh, dear. I'm afraid, Minty, that was me.
You?
Yes.
It can't be. It isn't.
It is.
It isn't.
It is.
It isn't.
It is!
Richard!
Oh, you remember me?
Of course I remember you. You were 5 and I was 4 and we were going to get married.
Yes, until you jilted me in favour of Tommy Fortescue. Only because his conkers were bigger than mine. But it's good to see you again, Minty. Do you know, I'd have recognised you anywhere.
Would you? Since I was a toddler, I've had braces for protruding teeth, special pills for weight, and lotions for lank, unmanageable hair.
Well, they've worked.
Yes, I got the lot. But looks don't matter, do they?
Yeah, no, of course not.
The trouble is, Daddy thinks they do. You see, he wants me to get married. He keeps introducing me to these terrible chinless wonders from other titled families. But I told him I'd only marry Harvey Smith.
Harvey Smith, the show jumper?
Yes. But in the end, he didn't quite qualify.
Why not?
He made 3 refusals.
Listen, Araminta, how about me? Your father wants you to get married, right? But you're not keen on the available men. Well, by coincidence, I need to get married. I've been left a small fortune, provided I get wed. So we're both looking for someone we can marry. So why don't we both, well...
And look for someone together.
Yes. No. No, Minty, what I mean is, why don't you and I marry each other?
Richard, this is very sudden.
Nonsense. We were engaged 20 years ago, remember?
You hardly know me.
How can you say that to the man who put stinging nettles down your drawers? Listen. And in any case, I mean, think of the advantages. You could carry on your life as usual, and I could carry on with mine. Your father would be happy, I'd inherit my legacy, everything would be fine.
You mean I could still keep my favorite horse?
Of course.
In our bedroom?
Yes, in our bed. Well, we can sort that sort of thing out later.
Oh, Richard, it's a wonderful idea. Oh, I'm so happy.
All right, Minty, now stop kissing your horse and listen to what I have to say.
Yes, Richard.
The problem will be to convince your father that I'm a suitable person to marry. I mean, let's face it, you're an aristocrat. Well, I'm as common as muck.
I don't say that.
Oh, that's nice of you, Minty.
You can't help being as common as muck. But can you pretend to be a little more upper class when you meet Daddy? He's terribly class-conscious, I'm afraid.
Well, I'll do my best. I mean, the accent should be easy, really. I mean, as an actor, I find that when I spend any time with people, I soon sound like them.
Do you really?
Yes.
Oh, I don't. After all, I spend most of my time with horses. Yet I don't sound like a horse, do I?
No, of course not. Now, look, you go and put your horse in the garage or you know, wherever it is that you put it, and I'll wait here for you. And then we'll go up to the house and meet your father.
All right. Give me a leg up. And, bye!
Hello, dear boy. I see you've made contact with the aristocracy.
Yes, Aunt. Before long, I shall be one of the ruling classes. The landed gentry.
And look what they're being landed with.
Now, don't be rotten, Aunt. Now, look, I may need your help when I meet Sir Percival. After all, you've rubbed shoulders with the upper classes in your time.
On occasions, dear boy, I've rubbed more than shoulders.
Yes. I don't doubt it, Aunt. Yes, well, Araminta will be back soon, so let's hope it works.
I'll cross my fingers, Richard.
Even better, Aunt. As you're up there in heaven, cross your wings.
Richard, sit down. I'll ring for the butler.
Oh, thanks, Minty. This is a nice sitting room.
It's the morning room, actually.
Morning room? Why, is someone dead?
No one's dead.
I wish I was.
Can I help you, milady?
Oh, yes, damson. This is Mr. Worthington.
Mr. Worthington?
Rather, the Honourable Richard Worthington.
Oh, yes.
Please pour him a sherry, damson, while I fetch Daddy.
Here we are, sir.
Thank you, damson. You're the butler, are you?
Sir, I am Sir Percival's faithful restrainer.
Don't you mean retainer?
No, sir. Restrainer. It's me that restrains Sir Percival when he tries to shoot his visitors.
Shoot his visitors? Does he do that often?
Only on rare occasions, sir. Sir Percival insists that his visitors must all be found in Burke's peerage. Emphasis, sir, on the peerage, not the Burke.
Yeah.
And if he should find that someone was pretending to be upper class when in fact he's just a nasty little working class tick, which ain't even cultured enough to tip the butler of a country house £5 when he arrives.
Ah. A fiver?
Yes, sir.
Here you are.
Oh, thank you, sir. What a surprise. How unusual. It's plain to me, sir, that you are a man of true breeding.
Well, damson, you've obviously guessed I'm not exactly an aristocrat. But I hope I can rely on you to back me up now.
Yes, certainly, sir. On every occasion.
Good.
For a £5 each time.
Oh, I see. Damson, you're a blackmailing, bullying son of a...
Daddy's just coming.
Son of a butler.
No, sir. My father worked for the Inland Revenue.
That figures.
Hello, Daddy. Where have you been?
Down to the village to horsewhip the vicar. Damn fool's got some daft notion about the Sermon on the Mount.
Yes, he keeps telling Daddy that it wasn't preached on horseback.
Araminta, who's this?
Oh, Daddy, this is Richard. Richard, this is Daddy. Hello. How do you do?
Fella's voice sounds funny.
Oh, yes, poor Richard has a slight sore throat.
People of breeding don't get sore throats. It's very thoughtless.
Oh, really, Daddy? Just a slight irritation.
Yes, he is. Who is the fella, anyway? What do his people do?
Tell Daddy about your parents, Richard.
Ah, yes. My parents well, they're both dead now. But they used to be in the iron and steel business.
Really?
Yes, my mother ironed and my father stole.
Can't understand a word the fella says. Araminta, where did you meet the fella?
On holiday, Daddy.
Monty?
No, Skeggy.
Skeggy? Never heard of it.
Oh, Daddy, you must have heard of Skeggy. It's a small resort high in the Swiss Alps. Very bracing.
That's why they all wear braces.
Public school?
Oh, yes, definitely. Very public. Anyone can go there.
Has a fella got a job?
Well, you see, sir...
Tell the truth, Richard. It's best.
Well, no, Sir Percival. I'm not doing any work at all at this moment.
Jolly good, splendid.
Splendid?
Yes, people of breeding never do any work.
They don't?
No, the working classes work. People of breeding...
Weed?
Exactly. Well, can't stop now. Must be off. Damson?
Yes, Sir Percival.
Come with me. Bring a blow lamp, a soda siphon, and a pair of rubber gloves.
Certainly, sir. But where?
That man from the National Trust's got his head stuck in the park railings again.
There. You see, Richard, I knew he'd like you.
Like me?
Yes. Can't you tell?
Minty, he's treating me as if I'd hardly exist.
Exactly. Already you're just like one of the family.
Oh, good, I think.
We won't see him now until dinner, and that gives us a chance to do something together.
Yes?
Something I've always dreamed of doing with a man one day. And now that you and I are practically engaged, I'm sure it's all right for us to do it together.
Really?
And it'll be so warm and strong and natural.
What are we going to do, Minty?
We'll go down to the stables and muck out the horses.
Hello, Aunt Fanny, can you hear me?
Hello, dear boy. My, what a grand bedroom. Such a beautiful four-poster.
Yeah, it is rather grand, isn't it? Yeah, when I climb into that, I shall imagine I'm some famous medieval king. Like Henry VIII.
You wouldn't, Richard.
Wouldn't what?
Like Henry VIII. I've met him, you see. He's up here.
I would have thought he'd have been in, well, you know, the other place.
True, he was, but at the moment he's out on probation. Mind him, though, are you as yet engaged to Araminta?
Not yet, Aunt. I was going to ask her father at dinner. He went to sleep in the soup.
Oh, what a lovable old eccentric he is.
I'm worried about asking him for permission to marry Minty. Do you think I should just go ahead and ask?
Yes, first thing in the morning. I remember what Sir Percy's like at breakfast time. Morose, snappy, vindictive, and bloody-minded.
Blimey.
So ask him then. You won't catch him in a better mood all day. Sleep well, Richard, and remember, breakfast is at 8.
Breakfast at 8? I'm like Sir Percival at 8 in the morning. That's why I never get up till 10:30. Ah, well. Oh, bed for me. Oh, out of the old jeans and sweater. There. And into the old pajamas. There.
Richard, we heard that up here. What on earth's the matter?
It's Araminta, Aunt. She's demonstrated her sweet, nice, forgiving nature.
What do you mean?
She's put a stinging nettle in my pajama trousers.
Good morning, Mr. Worthington. Your first down for breakfast?
Oh, good. Now, I hope to catch you alone, damsel. The thing is, I'm a bit nervous about breakfast, you know, and how to behave.
Well, in what way, sir?
Well, I mean, look at all this cutlery. I don't know which to use first. Look, there are 6 small spoons in front of me.
They are easy to cope with, sir. There's your jam spoon, your honey spoon, your egg spoon, your sugar spoon, your cereal spoon, and your marmalade spoon.
I'll never remember all that. Good grief, the only spoon we had in our house was chained to the table to stop the old man pawning it.
Don't worry, sir. I shall be standing right behind you, and I shall be glad to indicate the correct spoon to you, sir, in gratitude for your generous emolument of £10.
I didn't give you £10, damsel, I gave you 5.
So far, sir. So far.
Good morning, Richard. Well, now it's breakfast time. Are you going to try and pop the question again?
As it's breakfast time, Minty, I shall do more than that. I shall snap, crackle, and pop it to him as well.
Shh. Yes, Daddy.
Hello, good morning, Sir Parsifal.
Ah,
Tea, sir?
no, you damn fool. It's not tea, it's breakfast. Damson, porridge for everyone.
Very good, sir.
Sir Parsifal, I'd like to ask you...
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, damson?
You're eating your porridge with your marmalade spoon.
Thank you very much. Sir Percival, I would like to ask you something about Araminta and myself.
That one's your jam spoon, sir.
Oh, which one's me porridge spoon?
Well, that's a damn fool question to ask me.
See, I'm sorry, Sir Percival. Actually, I was talking to Damson.
But he's not eating porridge.
Sir, I am trying to ask for your daughter's hand in marriage.
What?
You just put your egg spoon in your coffee.
I don't care! Look, I'm getting all confused.
You certainly are. And I'll say this, young what's-your-name. My daughter will never marry a man who doesn't know his spoons at table.
Oh, Daddy, please.
No, my mind is made up. The fella obviously isn't upper class. There will be no marriage.
Oh, well, Minty, sorry. Perhaps I should never have come. Only my aunt thought it was a good idea.
Your aunt?
Yes, Aunt Fanny.
Fanny? Fanny Worthington?
That's right, Sir Percival, yeah.
Good heavens! Fanny Worthington. I thought she'd be 6 feet under by now.
No, she is, but she has a habit of, shall we say, cropping up.
That woman. Do you know, young fellow, when I first met Lavinia Worthington, I was married to Lady Marjorie and living here in the faithful and normal routine of true British married life.
Oh, dear.
And then Lavinia came, and within 3 months the marriage was over. Our marital vows were forgotten, and we were divorced.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Thank heaven for Lavinia Worthington.
What? Why?
Well, because without her, I'd still be married to that sour-faced old rat-bag of a wife of mine. Lavinia was the first woman to teach me the true joys of ecstatic, physical love.
Oh, good.
And I'm still looking for the second.
Well, then what about my proposal? Can I marry Minty?
With pleasure, my dear fella.
Oh.
Why, you can honeymoon in our famous bridal suite. And if she gives you as good a time as Fanny Worthington gave me...
Yes, Sir Percival.
Then I better have those floorboards looked at.
What?
Oh, Richard, darling.
Oh, Minty, when shall we get married? Next week?
Oh, darling, yes. I mean, no. Next week's the European horse trials.
Oh. The week after?
No, darling, Horse of the Year show.
And then,
And the week after that's the Commonwealth Championships, and then Burley, and after that...
Look, Minty, you just work out when you're free from horsey things and then name a date, all right? As soon as possible.
All right, dearest. Now, let's see. After Burley, it's Hicksted, and after Hicksted, it's off to Kiev for the Russian Championships, then back here for the Olympic trials. Then there's the local village gymkhana, followed by the ladies' race at Newmarket, and then I'm judging the Pony Club finals. So, Richard, the first possible date for our wedding will be April the 16th.
Yes?
1983.
But that's not for years.
I'm sorry, Richard, but that's the first date when there are no big horse events booked.
Horse events? Minty, if I don't get married within 12 months, I lose my inheritance.
Sorry, Richard, but my horses come first.
Why should we? The ones I back never do. Look, Minty, you'd better make a choice here and now. It's me or the horses. Now, which do you want?
Oh, Richard, you know how I feel about you. The answer is obvious.
Oh, Minty, my love.
I'll choose the horses.
Ah, there you are, Richard, on the train for home already, and no bride, I see. That must have been the shortest engagement on record.
Yes, you're right, Aunt. I was a faller at the first fence. Still, they said goodbye nicely. Even Sir Percival thought that for a common person, I was most uncommon.
No, how nice of him.
I was sorry to leave poor Minty, though. I mean, she's a sweet girl, but clearly not for me.
True. And quite frankly, dear boy, I am glad you're not marrying into the aristocracy. Apart from a lord, I was also married to a knight at one time, but that went wrong, too.
Why? What happened to him?
Nothing. It was what happened to me. You see, we lived on his country estate, and he had this gamekeeper. And, well, you see...
I might have guessed. Aunt Fanny, the original Lady Chatterley. I bet you inspired D.H. Lawrence.
Well, I don't know about him, dear boy, but I certainly inspired the gamekeeper.
Oh, my sainted aunts.
Taking part in My Sainted Aunt were Trevor Bannister and Eleanor Summerfield with Dilys Watling, Dennis Ramsden and David Graham. The script was by Colin Bostock-Smith and the show was produced by Martin Fisher.
Morning, George. Morning, George.
Morning, Jake.
What were it you give your horse when he had the eaves?
Oh, I gave my horse turpentine.
Turpentine, thank you, George.
Thank you, Jake.
3 weeks later. Morning, George.
Morning, Jake.
Yeah, what were it you say you give your horse when he had the eaves?
Oh, I gave him turpentine.
Well, I give my horse turpentine, but he died.
Why, so did mine.
We present Laughter in the Air, the story of radio comedy introduced by Dickie Henderson. This week, hello playmates, it's that man again.
One evening back in 1938, an announcer, not quite sure that this was the sort of thing he'd joined the BBC for, stepped up to the microphone and said...
This is the national program. Bandwagon, produced by Harry S. Pepper and Gordon Cryer.
Well, some shows might have had longer runs than Bandwagon. Some shows may have been faster moving than Bandwagon. But no show the BBC put on ever had as much influence on radio comedy as...
Bandwagon, come on, take a trip upon the bandwagon. It's a wild voice, it's a bandwagon. Come on, pack your grip upon the bandwagon. Stop now, boys. Travel on the bandwagon, come on, take a trip upon the bandwagon. It's a wild voice, pack your grip. Take a trip on the bandwagon, start now, boy.
The story of Bandwagon began in 1937. By 1939, it was all over, but its imprint remains indelible. Really the Formula One of radio comedy as we know it today. Since Bandwagon was such a milestone, let's have a look at the state of the art before it. For a long time, the BBC had been putting out dance bands. In fact, since the early 20s. Bands like Fred Elizalde, Bert Furman, the Savoy Orpheans, then later Ambrose, Harry Roy, Jack Payne, Lou Stone and Roy Fox. They were known as dance bands, a band you danced to. So the BBC, not unnaturally, had the idea that its listeners were rolling up the carpet every night, always assuming they had a carpet to roll up. And the corporation assumed a lot in those days. Maybe they did the odd tango or the slow foxtrot when broadcasting was new. But by the early 30s, the BBC's own dance orchestra under Jack Payne had realised that the beat alone was not enough and had begun to think of his audience as listeners as well as shufflers. So he broke up solid sessions of functional dance music with concert arrangements of popular tunes. He even did Ravel's Bolero, solo numbers and comedy numbers.
Just a minute, please. What's wrong? I've got something to say to you, Leslie. Say, Jack, this isn't the time to say what you've got to say to me. What have you got to say anyway?
You know, you mustn't go about saying that people say things when they don't say what you said they say.
Are you inferring that I said you said what you didn't say?
I was told that you said I told you that someone said something they didn't say. That's what I was told.
Well, let me tell you that I'm too busy to go around telling people what you say, even if you did tell me that he said I told you he said something he didn't say, and I'm telling you.
You're too busy.
That's what I said.
Not too busy to take two young ladies to a dance, though, are you?
Well, if two ladies say we'll go to the dance if you go, and I say, well, if you go, I'll go, why shouldn't I go if they say they'll go if I go? That's what I say.
That's what you say.
Sure.
But what does your wife say?
And another thing, I saved one of those girls' lives last night.
You saved one?
Yes.
Yes, you saved her for tomorrow night.
Yes. No.
I think that if a man loves his wife as much as she loves him, he'll stop going to dances when she asks him not to go to dances.
Yes, but if his wife loves him as much as she ought to love a man who loves her enough to stop going if she asks him, then she won't ask him.
You don't say.
But I do say.
Then you're telling me.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Then why don't I believe you?
You wait till I get you alone, my lad.
I say you...
The argument song. Well, it was a start. Leslie Holmes there with Jack Payne. In the late 30s, the BBC's own opinion poll, called Audience Research, came up with the rather belated news that customers were not dancing anymore, they really were listening. The BBC reacted characteristically. It called a meeting. A meeting of variety department producers, which must have had angels smiling behind each chair. They came up with a completely new approach. Have a comedian to stay with the show throughout its run. Build up characters so that listeners could latch onto them each week. Regularity was the thing. John Watt, Harry S. Pepper and Gordon Cryer, all variety department producers, worked out the shape and called the new program Bandwagon. The comedian, the great little man who had made a name for himself with a little song he'd bought for £2 in 1936, and without which no Masonic or smoker would be complete.
Oh, what a glorious thing to be, a healthy grown-up, busy bee, whiling away the passing hours, pinching all the pollen from the cauliflowers. I'd like to be a busy bee, being just as busy as a bee can be, flying round the garden, the sweetest ever seen, taking back the honey to the dear old queen. Buzz, 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 honey bee, buzz, if you like my door, sting me. Buzz, 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 honey bee, buzz, if you like my door, sting me. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Oh, what a glorious thing to be, a healthy grown-up, busy bee, making hay while time is ripe, building up the honeycomb just like tripe. I'd like to be a busy bee, being just as busy as a bee can be, flying all around the wild hedgerows, stinging all the cows upon the parson's nose. Buzz, 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 honey bee, buzz, if you like my door, sting me. Buzz, 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 honey bee, buzz, if you like my door, sting me. Oh, what a glorious thing to be, a healthy grown-up, busy bee, visiting the picnics, quite a little tease, raising little lumps upon the Boy Scout's knees. I'd like to be a busy bee, being just as busy as a bee can be, flirting with the butterfly strung upon the wing. Whoopee, oh, death, where is thy sting? Buzz, 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 honey bee, buzz, if you like, sting me. Buzz, 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 honey bee, buzz, if you like, hey, silly bee song, isn't it? Oh, what a glorious thing to be, a nice, obedient, busy bee. To be a good bee, one must contrive, for bees in a beehive must be hive. But maybe I wouldn't be a bee. Bees are all right when alive, you see. When bees die, you really should see 'em pinned on a card in a mucky museum. Buzz, 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 honey bee, buzz, if you like but don't sting me. Buzz, 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 honey bee. I must buzz off. Buzz, if you like but don't sting me.
The Bee Song, and the new comedian of Bandwagon, Arthur Askey. If you've ever wondered just how the BBC picked its stars, listen to this.
John Watt asked me if I'd go and see him and said, we're going to do what they do in America. That is, take a comedian and put him on a certain night at a certain time so people will know what they're going to hear. And these fellas get a big following, like Jack Benny, like Fred Allen. And we think we might use you. Now, will you meet me at the George Pub, which is round the corner from Broadcasting House, and we'll discuss the matter. So I went round to the George Pub and had half a pint. I didn't drink much then, but I went really mad. And had a long chat with John. And he said, now the reason I met you in the pub instead of the Broadcasting House, I want to keep it quiet. And he said, I've also got another comedian to interview who's waiting for me in another pub. But he said, you've been so convincing, I'm not going to bother to see him. And he used to say after that, if you ever, saw a skeleton leaning up against the bar in this other pub, it would be the other comic waiting for John Watt to come and see him. Anyway, from that is how I got it.
Arthur Askey came from Liverpool, as so many comedians did. And as Arthur always tells me, you got to have a sense of humour to be born in Liverpool. But he'd made a name for himself in summer shows in the Isle of Wight. 8 summer seasons he'd done, with Masonics and concerts paying the rent in the winter. The sort of experience that sorts out the professionals from the dreamers and fits them for whatever life can throw at them.
One instance I remember, it was the night that the King Edward VIII, the Duke of Windsor, abdicated. And I was booked for a Masonic Ladies' Night at the Clavendon Hammersmith. And when I got there, they were just about finishing the dinner, and the speeches were going on, and I was waiting to go on to do my funny bit, and they wheeled out a wireless into the middle of the dance floor, the little dance floor there, and listened to the abdication speech about, I'm leaving this country, I'm abdicating the throne, I'm going with the woman I love. Well, all the women there were crying their eyes out, you see, and by the time he'd finished, even the men were crying. It was terrible. Oh dear, it was fun in a mortuary, I'll tell you that. And then the worshipful master got up and said, and now we are to be entertained by Mr. Arthur Askey. Well, I went out there and I knew I hadn't got a hope in hell. I should have abdicated with him.
It's an overworked word, professional, but you see what I mean. Gordon Cryer, one of the producers, decided that Arthur should have a straight man, and one was produced. A straight man who had come to show business via Charterhouse and Cambridge, and to whom Masonics and the chilling experience of First House Monday Night Sunderland Empire was but a legend from the lips of broken comedians who never again would stand up. He met Arthur in a BBC studio, and though somehow you feel the meeting should have been historic, it wasn't.
Arthur came in and said, my name's Arthur Askey, and I said, my name's Richard Murdoch, and we shook hands and off it went, you see, and I thought, what a funny-looking fella. I suppose he'll be all right, he doesn't seem very funny to me. But we were engaged to do 6 of these programmes. They'd lasted an hour, and of course, apart from what we did, there was a big orchestra conducted by Phil Cardew with his left hand. We always used to say he had great difficulty finding a left-handed baton to conduct with. And a huge orchestra. And then there was a thing called New Voices, where people who'd never broadcast before came, and various sketches and things. So we only were in a sort of part of it, certainly to start with.
In the show which was to follow, Richard Murdoch was called Stinker. No one knew why, and everybody wanted to know. So, one evening...
Don't you think it's about time I told them?
Yes, I think the time's about right, don't you?
Okay, then, yes, I think it is. But now you go upstairs and pour out our supper.
That suits me, I thank you. Bye-bye.
And I'll tell the playmates exactly how I came to be called Stinker. Well, now, so many people have asked me why I'm called Stinker that if you'll spare a few moments, I'll tell you as briefly as possible. In order to get the hang of things, I want you to cast your minds back a few years to the time when it all started, and this was when my uncle was staying in Paris. And my uncle couldn't speak a word of French, except sort of things like la plume de ma tante and les pantalons du jardinier sur la table dans la bibliothèque and that sort of thing. But anyhow, he went to the theatre one night, and there was some French piece on, and he couldn't understand a word of it. And when anyone else laughed, he laughed, and when anyone else applauded, he applauded, you see. And he got awfully good at this, and eventually he let out a shriek of laughter, and he found that he was the only person in the theatre laughing, and everyone else was turning round and staring at him, you see. And the man sitting in the seat behind him wrote something down in French on a piece of paper and handed it to my uncle, and my uncle naturally couldn't translate it, so he showed it to the gentleman sitting on his left, and he got very, very annoyed and wouldn't translate it, you see, so he showed it to the lady sitting on his right, and she also got extremely annoyed and slapped his face. So my uncle was in a terrible state about this. He didn't know what to do, so he got out of his seat and he went to the back of the stalls and he went up to one of the ushers. And he said, "Usher, usher, all fall down."
And so Dickie went on and on with the piece of paper, changing hands over and over. At this point, members of the studio audience who knew what was coming got into their Gone with the Winds or Forever Ambers, or both. Balaclavas were finished, mittens begun, friendships cemented, love affairs advanced. But now, thanks to the magic of radio, we are able to squeeze it all into a minute or two. So back now to the studio, where Richard Murdoch is just 30 seconds away from his punchline.
So at 4 o'clock that afternoon, the Comte arrived at my uncle's hotel, and my uncle thought, at last I'm going to know what this is, you see. And he put his hand in his pocket to get out the piece of paper, and he found he'd lost it. And that is actually why I'm called Stinker, and now Phil Cardew and the Wagoners with Mr. and Jack Dawes.
So now, you'll never know. Bandwagon had a special joke corner, about which a newspaper critic wrote,
"It cannot be denied that Mr. Arthur Askey's new wireless program has some humorous moments. It also cannot be denied that a public warning about his terrible collection of even more terrible jokes would be an act of humanity to those listeners in hospitals or in other circumstances where a rapid movement to the off switch is not possible."
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Bandwagon proudly presents Chestnut Corner. Or don't stop us, even if you've heard them.
I want a collar for my father.
Yes, my little man, one like mine.
No, a clean one.
Good morning. Could I try on that suit in the window?
Well, I'd rather you tried it on in the dressing room. Didn't I meet you in Cape Town 3 years ago?
No, I've never been to Cape Town.
Neither have I. It must have been 2 other fellas. I've got a nasty cold this evening.
When I get a cold, I get my dear little wife to rub my chest, give me a hot toddy and tuck me up in bed. You ought to try that.
I will. What's your address? Are you interested in art?
Yes, I etch.
Well, why don't you scratch yourself? I'm an artist myself.
Do you do anything in the nude?
I have a bath every Friday. Good morning. Have you any kidleys?
Kidleys? You mean kidneys?
I said kidleys, didn't I? What are you using such a long cigarette holder for?
Well, my doctors ordered me to keep away from cigarettes.
My people are in the iron and steel trade.
Really?
Yes, my mother irons and my father steels.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes Chestnut Corner for this week. Next week, we hope to bring you some even older old jokes. Carry on, Bandwagon.
As well as spots from Dickie and Arthur, Bandwagon had a new vocalist each week. That's how Vanessa Lee got her first broadcast. Special band numbers by Phil Cardew and the Bandwagoners, and a problem corner man who was always faded in, to give you the idea that he was a-coming down your street with his barrow full of pots, pans, and life's little problems.
Out in the street, strange folks I meet, in the rags, bottles all bound.
Here he comes, his old barrow weighed down with pots and pans and all sorts of other oddments. Radio's junk man, Mr. Walker.
Day after day, I'm on my way in the rags, bottles or bounds, in the old rags, bottles or bounds. Good evening, chums. This is your old pal Sid Walker, a raising of his hat and saying, how are you?
Sid Walker came up each week with a problem for you to think about. Usually a simple human problem. Should this girl leave her invalid mother in Nine Elms to find happiness with a married man whose wife was seeing this Peruvian llama breeder who had been blackmailing the first girl's mother when she lived in Seven Dials? Something like that. Listeners were asked to say what they thought should happen and let him know on a postcard. The solution was given next week, and though the idea of Watch This Space owes a lot to the serial, it seems to be the first example of its kind used on radio. A very good way of getting your audience back next week.
That's what I want to know, chums. Would you have the heroine live and the girl too and risk the old woman dying, or would you have the heroine die and the girl too, more than likely, while the old woman would live? Now, you know, it's a strange sort of problem altogether, ain't it? But think it over and drop us a postcard saying, let heroine live or let heroine die, according to what you think yourself. Address the postcard to me, Sid Walker's the name, Broadcasting House, London, West 1, and put Bandwagon in the top left-hand corner. Well, so long, chums. Duck, I do drop against some balmy things, don't I?
At the time, Bandwagon was revolutionary. The Daily Mail had this to say.
Novel idea. Comedy serial program. Arthur Askey, the lucky man. An idea, novel in every respect to broadcasting in this country, was approved by the BBC Programme Board today. A comedian has been selected, material will be written round him, and in the new year he will be broadcasting every Wednesday night. Such a contract has never been given to a radio comedian in this country. The programme will be in serial form to the extent that the same artists and characters will be retained, but each episode will be complete in itself.
And that last sentence just about sums it all up. The same artists and characters will be retained, but each episode will be complete in itself. This was it. The design that got it right first time, the Model T Ford, the Chippendale chair, the shape of things to come, the foundations of Itmar, much binding in the mast, Just Fancy, the Goons, Merry-Go-Round, Beyond Our Ken, Round the Horn, to mention but 7. Actually, Bandwagon was a flop at first. The shape was right, but its content was wrong.
Well, actually, what happened with Bandwagon, which started on the 5th of January 1938, we were given this series, and actually the scripts weren't very good. And Dickie and I went and saw John Watt and said, we feel we could write better scripts ourselves. Is this right?
That's quite right.
That's quite right, yes. Don't be afraid to speak up.
No.
And John Watt said, well, now you signed for 6, you've done 3, don't worry. At the end of 6, we're taking it off. It's no good. But Dickie and I got to work on the strip with Vernon Harris and Gordon Cryer, and by the time we'd done the 6, there were signs of life. And they gave us 6 more, and they gave us another 6, by which time we were, well, national celebrities, were we not?
Oh, yes.
Getting no money, but national celebrities.
And the vicar changed his service from Wednesday evening till Thursday because nobody came on Wednesday, and they said, why didn't you come? He said, well, Victor, it was Bandwagon last night.
That's true. And the post office had an inquiry why there were less phone calls between 8 and 9 on a Wednesday night, and it was through Bandwagon. Isn't that marvellous, eh?
Vernon Harris, now a successful film scriptwriter, talks about the early days.
The way it was usually done was that I quite often came in with an idea, and then we, the 3 of us, sat around with Pennyworth, Gordon Cryer's secretary, and we threw the gags to and fro and improved on each other's ideas, or sometimes one would say, no, that's not very good, let's scrub that, start somewhere else, and we did. Dickie, I always remember, was very good because he was quite prolific with ideas, but seldom would he take the funny line. He always used, Arthur quite often said, well, Dickie, you thought of that gag, you have it. And Dickie always said, no, you're the funny man, I'm the feed, you have the gag. And mostly that's how it went.
At one script conference, it was decided that with Christmas coming up, a little story about the making of a Christmas pudding wouldn't come amiss. In a rather surprising way, it did.
They started to make this Christmas pudding, and they decided to make it in the bath. And they got all the mixture there, and Arthur's comms were hanging on the line over the bath, and they fell in. And they dragged them out quickly, and to their delight, they found that the columns were beautifully clean. So they said immediately, well, this is wonderful. We've made an enormous discovery, a new cleaner. And they thought, what should we call it? Well, of course, up it came, Askitoff, immediately. Askitoff, followed sharply by the usual gag, Askitoff will take it off. Well, I was delighted with this for one, because I thought at once, well, here I am with several jolly good ideas for future sketches. We can use this again and again and again. Well, we did put it in the next week. I forget what, some tragedy occurred, and immediately I said, oh, well, never mind, Askitoff will take it off. Now, the audience were all delighted. I thought, here we go, lovely running gag. To our astonishment, the next week, in the national press, appeared an enormous advertisement. Some little man, down in Notting Hill Gate, I think it was, had marketed the stuff. Instead of being able to use this lovely thing of Arthur and Dickie marketing it and putting on the market for £1 a time, bottles, this little man had done that very thing. And here's this stuff on the real market. Askitoff will take it off, £1 a time. And there we were with a lovely new gag which we couldn't use because we'd be advertising our own material. So we had to drop the thing immediately. That was the end of Askitoff, 2 weeks flat.
And on the label of the bottle was printed in big capitals, BBC, Britain's Brightest Cleaner. By this time, Arthur had become known as the resident comedian. The resident part of it had to do with a flat on top of Broadcasting House, where he lived with Dickie, 2 pigeons called Basil and Lucy, and a goat called Lewis. Each week a little drama would be acted out in this flat, with all the characters firmly established in the listeners' minds, which is where the real stage is in radio. And here were the first glimmerings of situation comedy. Not yet a light to read by, but enough to show the way.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with another bandwagon. Arthur's here beside me, but as usual, he's going to be late.
What for?
Well, we always start that way.
Oh, yes, of course. Shall I go out again?
But it might improve the show.
Ah, getting half nasty, eh?
Who's getting half nasty?
You are.
Listen, I'm not.
You are.
Big and stinker must agree like little birdies in a tree.
Pretty, isn't it?
Yes, ever so. Now, talking about birds...
I was talking to Norcia last night.
Shut up. I mean your pigeons, Basil and Lucy.
Now, there's a funny thing. I brought them down into the studio tonight.
By the way, I haven't seen any of your other pigeons lately.
Right, you mean Effie, Cyril, Claude, and the rest of them?
Yes, they were all flying about the flat until a week ago. What's happened to them?
Well, don't you remember last week we were running short of housekeeping money?
Yes.
And we had chicken rissoles you had last Friday. Do you remember those?
Big, don't tell me they were made out of your other pigeons.
Well, I didn't like to tell you, but they weren't. You see, I swapped the other pigeons with Sid Walker for some sparrows he'd run over with his barrow.
Oh.
Say?
So actually we had sparrow pie.
Yes, that's what it was.
I wish I'd known that.
Why?
Well, I don't like sparrow pie. What's more, I'm glad I don't like it, because if I did, I'd eat it, and I hate the beastly stuff.
Yeah. What are you doing with that gag? I'm supposed to be the comic.
Well, I remembered it, anyhow.
Well, don't you crack any more funny gags,
All right,
see?
if you promise not to either.
And I get it. What, me?
Yeah.
Crack funny gags?
Yeah.
I never do. It's just the personality.
I see what you mean. Anyway, Playmates, many of you may have asking what's happened to our pets, as we haven't mentioned them recently. But we can assure you that they're all alive and making their presence felt.
Yes, by the way, is my suit back from the cleaners?
Why?
Well, I feel such a fool walking around in this quilt.
Anyway, just to prove that our pets are still very much with us, we'll get them to come and say how do you do as they did of yore.
You're a lady. Now, here are my pigeons, Playmates, Basil and Lucy. Now, come and say how do you do.
By the way, can they still speak?
Oh, yes, they speak in their own language.
What is their own language?
Pidgin English.
Oh, yeah. But how do you know they can talk?
Oh, they can talk all right. You know, Basil asked Lucy something yesterday, and she said, coo.
Oh, really? And do they still answer questions?
Oh, yes, they still talk in their own way. You see, 1 coo means yes, and 2 coos means no.
Oh, I don't believe that.
It's right. Now, you ask Lucy a question now. Now, don't forget, 1 coo means yes, and 2 coos means no.
1 coo means yes, 2... All right, I will. Now, come here, Lucy. Do you think Arthur's funny? Coo, coo. There you are.
Yes.
She cooed twice. That means no.
Oh, no, she didn't. She meant yes, yes.
Oh.
See? I know better than you do.
Well, come on, Big. Get her to sing.
Well, she hasn't been to her singing lessons lately, you know. She's had such a cold in the beak. But, you know, she's always a trier. Now, come on, Lucy.
Well, I expect she could remember who.
You mean remember how, don't you?
I don't. I mean that song from Sonny, you know, Who, by those two well-known English composers, Otto Harbech and Oscar Hammerstein.
Oh, yes, I remember the thing, yes. Oh, yes, that's her favourite. Now, come on, Lucy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Stole my heart away. Makes me dream all day. Dreams I know will never come true. Seems as though I'd ever be. Means my happiness.
Oh, shut up, Louis. What are you doing here?
Well, as you brought your pigeons down, I thought I'd bring my goat Louis.
Well, who the blazes is looking after the flat?
Oh, the flat will be all right. Louis has only been out of it an hour. No one would dare go in.
Oh, I see, yeah. I didn't think of that.
Bandwagon, the first milestone of radio comedy. And a personal milestone, too.
I've enjoyed it all. I've done almost every facet of show business, but I've done a lot, you know, from Masonics to 8 command performances, and I've done a lot. No, the great thing in my life was Bandwagon. That was the turning point. From a Masonic entertainer, I became well-known. Still no money, but well-known. And so I always look on Bandwagon as the big hinge in my theatrical career.
Bandwagon, come on and take a trip upon the bandwagon. It's a one, boys, it's a bandwagon. Come on and take a trip upon the bandwagon. Come now, boys. Travel on the bandwagon. Come on and take a trip upon the bandwagon. It's a one, boys, pack your whip. Take a trip on the bandwagon. Start now, boys.
What else was there to laugh at on the wireless just before the Second World War? Well, besides shows like Bandwagon and Music Hall, there was Monday Night at 7, Palace of Varieties, Intimate Review and broad comedy from the stages of theatres such as the Argyle, Birkenhead, the Tower at Blackpool, the Holborn Empire and the Shepherd's Bush Empire. Now, these were known as relays, and they were popular with everybody. The listeners, who often got a chance to see what a person behind the voice looked like, the management, who got free publicity as well as a fee, and the BBC, who simply had to put a microphone on the stage, and there was a programme. Naturally, the performer loved it, even though if he was a comic, he'd have to do something about blue gags.
Oh, you wicked lot. You're the kind of people who get me a bad name. There's a funny thing. Now, this is a funny thing. I went home the other night. There's a funny thing. And I went in the back way, through the kitchen, through the dining room, the drawing room. And there's a fella standing there, not a stitch on. Can you imagine that, lady? There's your memory, girl. He hasn't got a stitch on. I called the wife in. I said, who's this? She said, don't lose your temper, Miller. Don't go raving mad. I said, I'm only asking a fair question. Who is it? She said, he's a nudist, and he's coming to use the phone. There's a clever one from the white eye.
Max Miller, the greatest stand-up comic of all time, in my opinion. What were they like, the late 30s? Well, compared with the early 30s, they were fairly prosperous. Rearmament had seen to that. Unemployment was down, and people did have a little more to spend. The cinema boomed, and the music hall had learned to coexist with radio by cashing in on the publicity which only the wireless could give a band or performer. There was plenty of cheap reading, the paperback had become established, Picture Post and Illustrated had come out, and you could laugh at several humorous weeklies for 6pence, or sigh with the Times for 2pence. Advertising was heavy and kept down the price of papers and journals. You were promised cures for night starvation for 2 shillings a packet, lime juice comfort in the morning after the night before. For 2 and 10pence a pound, you could share a dream world of lovely women and tailored men.
A simply divine supper at the Savoy. And when we got back, I discovered he'd hidden a huge box of my pet chocolates under the mink rug in the Lagonda. You know how I adore them. Really, he's too sweet.
Then the real world lurched into a terribly sticky September.
The day war broke out, my missus looked at me and she said, what good are you? I said, how do you mean, what good am I? Well, she said, you're too old for the army. You couldn't get into the Navy and they wouldn't have you in the Air Force, so what good are you? I said, I'll do something. She said, what? I said, how do I know? I'll have to think.
When war came, the BBC moved its variety department to Bristol. All regular programmes were scrapped, then quickly reorganised to meet the new conditions. One programme that had started up just before the war survived the change, and with some revision and a new title, went on the air for the first time on Tuesday, September the 19th, 1939. It was to become an institution.
Ladies and gentlemen, Itmar.
His Excellency has arrived on Tomtopia with his head full of ideas and his shoes full of sand. But still he remains... satisfied and joy, and this is manly joy. No, it's useless to complain. When trouble's brewing, it's his doing, that man again.
Itmar was a hit from the start, but it's not that easy to see why it should have been. It was fast-moving, and we weren't really used to slick shows. It had fantasy people, and we liked our characters to have both feet firmly planted on the ground. It had satire, and that always kept away more than it drew, at the box office anyway. Francis Worsley, the producer of Itmar, thought it was because the show was pure radio and owed nothing to stage or theatre, unless perhaps it was the theatre of the preposterous.
Oh, good morning. Would you care for a cinch of pop?
No, thank you. I don't want to cinch it, Pop. It gets up my nose and nickels me nostrils. Tell me, Trows Hicks.
How's tricks? Oh, I'm having a tizzard wine.
Oh.
I've just been bun saving.
Oh, dearie. Sunbathing, eh? So I see. Your pose is kneeling. Were the native girls friendly?
Oh, very. I asked them why they wore bings of streeds.
Oh, that was foin Tuga. And what did they weigh?
Oh, they gussed and bliggled and then flapped my face.
Flapped your face, eh? Well, serves you right, you murty old Dan.
Me, a murty old Dan? I've a good mind to chunch you on the pin.
You chunch me on the pin? Why, for Pootins, I'll block your knockoff.
But you keep on talking gibberish.
Me gawking gibberish? You've no tune to rock.
No offence. I was only lulling your peg.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, let's go and have a drink.
No, I'm boo-tizzy.
Boo-tizzy, eh? Potter-witty. Well, never mind. Come to tea next week, and we'll have rhubarb and rusted.
Oh, I shall look forward to that. Good guy.
Good guy.
Tommy Handley, the resident comedian, like Arthur Askey, came from Liverpool and had been a professional since the First World War. Arthur remembers.
Well, Tommy Handley and I knew each other very well because we were, during the 1418 war, we used to entertain the wounded soldiers as if they hadn't suffered enough. I was a boy soprano and Tommy was a baritone. Anyway, Tommy was called up, went into the army. I didn't see much of him after that. But after the war, he came back to Liverpool and he was selling prams in Lacey Street. The next thing I heard, Tommy Handley's gone on the stage. And I thought, well, if Tommy's gone on the stage... But however, I didn't think much about it. But however, I got the opportunity to go myself. And I said to my dad, I think I'll go on the stage. And my father said, you're mad. Look what happened to Tommy Handley. He had a good job then in Lacey Street selling perambulators. And you've got a good job with a pension at the end of it. Look what's happened to Tommy. He's in the chorus of the Maid of the Mountains.
And find a fate worse than that. Handley stuck at it, and by 1924 he'd made his first broadcast. He took a sketch round the halls called The Disorderly Room, based on army situations and said to have many tired jokes in it. He broadcast fairly regularly and made a successful partnership with Ronald Franco, calling themselves Mr. Murgatroyd and Mr. Winterbottom. On his own, though, he always used the same entry. Hello, folks! and how you start off can be pretty important in show business.
Well, the origin of me calling my customers playmates was really through Tommy Handley. Tommy was a bit jealous. He had a jealous streak in him. A lovely fella, but that was it. And when I got all this publicity of being the resident comedian at the BBC and this, Tommy, who was then the ace BBC performer and the best radio comic of all time, I think, for reading a script, he rang me up and said, you know that last night when you started Bandwagon, you started by saying, hello, folks. I said, that's right. He said, that's mine. You can't say hello, folks. That's mine. So I said, well, I thought George Robey said hello, folks, and Ken Wayne. He said, anyway, it's mine. So I thought, oh, well, I've got to find something else. And I didn't give it another thought until the next week's show, and I went in front of the microphone. I thought, there it was in the script, hello, folks. I thought, oh, I can't say that. Oh, hello, playmates. And that was how it started, and it's been ever since.
Now, if you ask people today who remembered Itmar what sticks in their memory, the answer is likely to be the marvellous characters who kept flashing in and out of the script. Who could forget Colonel Chinstrap?
Bring the beer out. It's a good idea, Handley.
Hello, Colonel. You look shocking. Have you been drinking Edgware Road whiskey?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I say, Handley, I wish you'd stand still when you're talking to me.
But I am standing still.
That's what you think. There, look. You've turned a somersault.
What?
And there's a lizard going into your breast pocket.
Colonel, you've certainly made a comeback. Look at that red wine stain on your shirt front. It looks like a map of Russia. Where have you come from?
Trafalgar Square, sir. I danced round all the Christmas trees.
Oh, trees? I only saw one.
That's the worst of being sober, sir. You only see things by halves. I say, what about a drink?
Listen, Colonel, with a head like yours, why don't you try a swim in the Serpentine?
Try a gin and turpentine. I don't mind if I do.
All right, well, now you've said that, perhaps you'll pipe down.
Certainly, sir. To heel Leo.
Leo? Who are you talking to?
One of the lions from Trafalgar Square. He follows me everywhere.
Are you sure it isn't Harvey the rabbit? Anyway, I don't see a lion.
You don't see a lion, sir?
No.
Well, all I can suggest is you should take an aspirin. Good day, sir.
Good day, Colonel.
The Colonel, played by lovely Jack Train. A member of the Itmar team from the beginning was Maurice Denham.
Itmar had been on the air, I think, about 2 or 3 weeks, called It's That Man Again then. And then in Bristol, we started to do it, and I was incorporated in the cast. Very exciting because, of course, the blackout was on, and we had to wander about Bristol trying to find the church halls that we were using as studios. Tommy I'd never met before, and he was marvellous to work with, of course. The only trouble was that he is the most marvellous ad-libber. But in this case, the scripts were vetted by the security, and there was a little man sitting with a button, and if you said a wrong word, of course these broadcasts were live, he'd just take the programme off the air in case it was a signal to the Germans or some sort of code or something like that. So it was very restricting in a way that Tommy's marvellous repartee and so on couldn't be used in that case. Later on, of course, when the restrictions were lifted, he used to say all sorts of things and catch the rest of the cast out, which became hilarious from time to time. I was called in. I was did all the animal noises and things like that. I had one of the original scripts, actually, and I was playing a chicken and a duck and a cow and a horse and Vodkin, who was the Russian spy, and Mrs. Lola Tickle. Her catchphrase was, "Oh, I always do my best for all my gentlemen."
By this time, radio was supplying the stage with rather more than it was getting back. Though this wasn't the case in the earlier days, when the radio was glad to use names which had been made in the music hall. So when the first series of Itmar ended, it was natural to think of a stage version. And the show went on the road.
And we opened to the Birmingham Empire. Billy Cotton and his band were the first half of the programme, and then we did the second half. So I played Mrs. Lola Tickle, and then Tommy Handley did his Disorderly Room sketch, which he'd been round the halls with for a long time. So I had to quick change into the Sergeant Major, and then I quick change into a dinner jacket to do a solo spot, and then back into Mrs. Tickle again twice nightly. It was very exciting. The show went pretty well, really, but mind you, it hadn't been a very long time on the air, so that catchphrases and so on were not universally known, and I'm afraid the second house on Saturday night at the Sunderland Empire, we got a bit of a burn. But Tommy was marvellous. He just looked up and smiled at them all and waved and sort of said, all right. Yeah.
It looked as if Ted Kavanagh, the writer, and Francis Worsley, the producer, were right. Itmar was pure radio, and therefore of the mind. In the end, the idea was abandoned, and characters like Mona Lot stayed with the others in our imaginations.
Javier, what's this apparition coming along? I shall never drink my own cocoa again now.
It's all right, sir. It's only me.
Mona, in a gold crown and purple velvet coat, sitting on a water cart. What's the idea this time?
It's the carnival, sir.
Oh?
They've made me Miss Waterworks in 1949.
Miss Waterworks, eh? You must pump up and see me sometime. Well, how did you come to be chosen?
Little sent in a photo what he took at Southend, and me leaning over the wall.
Eh? Well, that's a backhanded compliment, isn't it?
Well, it must have been, sir, because when the mayor saw it, he said, this one's got a nice, comfortable expression.
Well, I have no answer to that one, but I bet the Lady Mayoress took a dim view of it. What do you have to do?
Well, sir, my throne's on a water cart, and I'll drive round to each reservoir and say my little piece.
Oh, really? Well, let me hear it.
Right, sir. Oh, water, sparkling water, a boon to both the sexes. You slake the thirst of Stafford Cripps and wash the schoolboys' nexes.
Who wrote that, T.S. Eliot?
No, sir. Mr. Drip, the sanitary engineer.
Well, you certainly move in the best circles. Well, have you been crowned as the Queen yet?
Yes, sir, twice. Once in the town hall and once in the kitchen when I got home.
In the kitchen?
Yes, sir. Little did it with a frying pan.
Why don't you leave, Little?
I can't, sir. You see, he depends on me such a lot.
Oh?
Only the other night he come from a bird watcher's evening, very excited, and he sat on the end of the bed all night watching me through a telescope.
Well, he does get wrapped up in his subject.
Yes, sir. Why, the next morning he woke me up and he said, "Here, me old chaffinch, up downstairs and peck the top off the milk bottle. I want me tea."
What a gift to television. Well, never mind, Mona. Keep your beak up.
I'm all right, sir. It's being so cheerful as keeps me going.
Derek Guyler joined the programme in 1946. Coming from third programme classical drama, it was a new world. Tommy had recognised the comic possibilities of that strange adenoidal communication called Scouse, or Liverpool. Quite by chance, Derek had lapsed into his native Scouse and was overheard by the Itmar trio, who had aerials out all the time for new and funny voices. The result was Frisbee Dyke, and soon the country was talking about Judies and whackers. It was, said Kavanagh, a kind of riotous rhetoric.
Have a nice bit of chuck and a pat of march, eh?
Well, no thanks, Tom. I've just had me tea.
Oh.
What sort of a job's this you've got, eh?
Oh, this is a tough one. You know, to make a success here, it's going to be a stiff task.
Task, Tom?
Yes.
Oh, the word is task. Don't you understand? Task.
Oh, is it? I see. Well, since you're so clever, how about gas mask?
Oh, no, it's not gas mask, Tom. It's gas mask.
Gas mask, eh? Well, now you've got that off your chest, you'll have more room to grow English tobacco. Now, off you go. You're holding me up.
Oh, I've got plenty of time. I'm not meeting Penelope for half an hour.
No?
No, we're going to rehearse a play.
What's the name of the poor dead author who can't answer back this time?
Well, it's by a whacker called Charlie Dickens. You ever heard of him?
What, Charlie Dickens who keeps the chippy in Brunswick Road?
No, this is another one.
Oh.
He wrote 2 films lately. Doing well, isn't he?
He certainly is. He'll be writing a lot of books next. Well, what are you doing in this play?
Oh, I'm playing fagging.
Fagging? Well, that's a new twist. Now, listen, Oliver, it's not fagging, it's fagging.
Oh, yes, and I've got a word of putty nose.
Putty? Putty, Frisbee? You shouldn't say putty. You should say booty.
Oh, well, thanks, Tom, for putting me right.
No.
Well, I must go now.
Where are you off to?
Well, I'm going to put my elocution teacher right about putty. He calls it patty. Ta-da, well.
Poor old thing.
Frisbee Dyke, incidentally, was the name of a department store in pre-war Liverpool. Somehow it's hard to see what else he could have been called. Another Itmar character was the Scottish actress, Molly Weir. She became Tatty McIntosh. Just how she describes in a chance meeting with the Itmar crowd in the BBC canteen.
Ted Kavanagh suddenly turned and looked at me and said, do you know what a tatty bogle is? And I said, yes, it's a scarecrow. And I thought, what a funny thing to ask me. And that was the end of that. And I walked out the canteen, my feet on air. And that was my very first meeting with Tommy and the red-haired man who, of course, turned out to be Ted Kavanagh.
Later, Ted Kavanagh thought that Tatty Bogle might sound a little foreign to listeners south of Northallerton, and so she became Tatty McIntosh.
She's the lassie from over the border with a twinkle in her eye. The lassie
what's
from
going
over
on
the
here?
border.
Tatty?
I'm in the air. I'm broadcasting to Scotland. Can I make an announcement at the end?
No, I'll do it now. Hello, Scotland. Can you send me a quarter bottle for New Year?
Oh, no, it's twice as important as that.
Right. Scotland, make it half a bottle.
No, the announcement's about our engagement.
Eh?
Now, give me one good reason why you can't marry me at once.
My top hat. I lent it to Sudani for his wedding.
Oh, did he not give it back to you?
Yes, but now every time I raise it, a rabbit pops out and says, don't be fright. Now, go on. Off you pop.
But what about making this important announcement?
All right, I'll do it for both of us.
Oh, Tommy.
Well, here goes. Now, will all Scottish listeners who are rushing to the post office to renew their wireless licenses, please remember that the price is now 80 fitney bits, not 40. You have been warned.
Oh, you're daft.
Though Itmar was a team effort, Ted Kavanagh, Tommy Handley and Francis Worsley, the producer, it was Ted's pen which ultimately put thought to paper. Kavanagh, a New Zealander, had worked in film cartoons before coming into radio. Perhaps this experience helps to explain Itmar's larger-than-life sound. All the characters were from the world of cartoon, where anything was possible. A cynic might have said, not unlike our own dear House of Commons.
Mrs. Mann, the Labour MP for Coatbridge just outside Glasgow, she had stood up in Parliament and said it was a perfect disgrace and an insult to Scottish womanhood that they had the ignoble spectacle of this wee Scots girl chasing that twit Tommy Handley week after week.
It is difficult to see what Mrs. Mann had in mind when she stood up in the House of Commons, but the fact that she did indicated the impact of the show on the nation. It could be that Itmar was regarded as an electoral influence. After all, at one time, over 40% of the country listened to it. The Commons question made headlines. Molly arrived at Euston off the night sleeper from Glasgow to face an army of reporters and cameramen. She looked round, thinking some film star was on the train. But it was Tatty McIntosh they were after. What does it feel like to be mentioned in Parliament by Mrs. Mann, they wanted to know. No publicity man could have ever done anything on this scale. As Francis Worsley must undoubtedly have said, manna from heaven.
She'd also criticised the terrible songs that we sang. So Tommy had one saying, if you're listening, Mrs. Mann, I'm in room 504, knock twice and ask for twerpy. And then we'd rejigged the song, Little Man, You've Had a Busy Day, to Mrs. Mann, You've Had a Busy Day, all the way through, and of course roars of laughter and applause. And Francis Worsley indeed said it was worth £10,000 in publicity.
Though the catchphrase was not new, Itmar launched dozens of them. Don't forget the diver. After you, Claude. No, after you, Cecil. I go, I come back. Boss, something terrible's happened. And many more. To the amateur comic, they were a godsend. To others, an aid to starting a conversation or an aid to stopping one. You simply said TTFN, and everybody smiled you goodbye. Perhaps the most enduring catchphrase came from a character played by Dorothy Summers.
Can I do you now, sir?
You're just the woman I wanted.
Oh, sir. How I've waited to hear those words. When will it be, Mr. Tom?
Right away, Mrs. Cat.
As soon as you can possibly get ready.
I've got me bottom drawer full, sir.
What's in it besides spam and kittens? Now, we'll need linen for about 40 rooms.
40, sir? Won't one be enough for the two of us?
What are you talking about?
I thought we were going to get hitched up, sir.
Not in these trousseaux. Besides, my braces haven't come back from the cleaners.
Oh, sir.
No, I'm going to open this place as a seaside boarding house, Mrs. Mott. And I'm going to put you in charge.
Oh, what have I got to do, sir?
Well, at meal times, if anybody asks for a second helping, play the piano loudly. Haven't you ever kept a boarding house, Mrs. M?
What, me, sir? Why, I've only got to put me expediter in the window and they'll flock in.
I bet they will. But this is going to be a posh boarding house. We'll have the menus done in French, and if anybody asks what it is, tell them it's off.
What about a card for the window, sir?
Oh, yes, we'll have one of those printed. Let me see now. I know. No connection with the house next door.
And no nonsense after 11.
That's right. That's quite right. Now, we want some notices, you know, like don't hang your hat on the staggered bay, or don't strike matches on love locked out. Oh, yes, and please don't use bacon rind for bookmarkers.
Leave them to me, sir. I'm up to all their little games.
I bet you are.
I've brought this for you, sir.
Oh, isn't that nice? What is it?
It's what I call the lodger's lament.
Looks like a hairnet full of hash.
TTFN.
AB.
What's that, sir?
4 sailors and a wren.
The unforgettable Mrs. Mott. The end came in January 1949. The recording we're going to play you in a few moments was made on the 5th of January 1949 and put out 4 days later on the 9th. As it was being heard at home, news came through that Tommy Hanley had died. Idmar had ended. It was mourned and missed by millions. Its perky sauce had stimulated the nation's taste buds of the ridiculous. Its catchphrases had added condiment to our conversation. Above all, it was the right program at the right time.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you very much. Anyway, it's time I took the tuck along to Sophie's. Now, how can I get the swag in without being caught? I know nothing about cracking crib.
Then send for Paul Tremble.
Of course, the very man. Cool as cucumber. Now, I've got a dangerous mission tonight. Can you pick up clues?
I can pick up anything. What's that?
I'll pick that up later. Now, come with me. Come with me to the scene of the crime. Ah, well, here we are. Now, this is where we rescue a maiden in distress.
Oh.
What's that?
That was her, but she's all right now. Now, come on, open the window.
Oh, Tommy, is that you?
Yes, Sophie, I got the swag in a bag.
Oh, I say, are you any good at running?
Oh, no, I'm getting too old for that.
Oh, what a pity. There's a policeman just behind you.
What?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Good evening, Constable. Would you care to buy a ticket for the Radio Burglars Ball?
Looking for I'm going to the restaurant. I'll get 6 bucks.
But, Constable, I was just...
But
Constable... But, Constable, I wasn't breaking into this house.
But who said anything about breaking in? You left your car unattended.
My car unattended? Well, aren't you going to arrest me for forcing the window? What a turn-up for the crooks.
You've been listening to Tommy Handley and Itmar with Jack Train, Diana Morrison, Hugh Morton, Fred Yule, Derek Guyler, Joan Harben and Hattie Jakes. Handley's Curbside Choristers, directed by George Mitchell. The Augmented Variety Orchestra, leader George Deason, conducted by Ray Jenkins. Scripts by Ted Kavanagh, produced by Francis Worsley.
Next week, we'll be carrying the story a little further with some more wartime shows. And shows which started life as wartime acorns and finished up as peacetime oaks. Waterlog Spa, Stand Easy, Much Finding in the Marsh, and others. The influence of American service humor on the home product. All in next week's Laughter in the Air.
Laughter in the Air was introduced by Dickie Henderson, written by Frank Morgan, and produced by Martin Fisher.
All hail, prepare to welcome Jim the Great. For the next half hour, you're summoned to the presence of Julian Orchard, Joan Sanderson, Jack Watson, John Graham, John Baddeley, James Taylor, and His Right Royal Eminence, Jimmy Edwards. Britain in Roman times was a divided land, ripe for conquest. Small British kingdoms fell easy prey to the Roman army, and petty kings like Jim the Great were transported in chains to Rome, there in the arena to suffer the most dreadful tortures in the name of public entertainment. The Romans called it new faces.
Twit, bird brain, nincompoop.
Steady, sir. If you tremble any more, the knob will drop off the end of your sceptre.
It's no thanks to you that I've still got a sceptre. To think this time last week I ruled a great English kingdom, almost 4 acres.
Well, what about me? It's a big drop from Chancellor to galley slave.
Yes, and what sort of future have we got? If we ever get off this galley, they'll put us in a Roman arena to die in the name of sport. Do you realize why they manacled our ankles together?
You mean we're in the three-legged race?
It's so that if the galley sinks, we go down with it.
Couldn't we swim together?
Of course we could if it weren't for the 300 other blokes chained to my other ankle.
Oh, well, I've always wanted to see Rome before I die.
Yes, but not the day before. First you get me captured by the Romans, and now you talk like a gibbering idiot.
Well, it wasn't my fault that Roman legion came to the kingdom.
Wasn't it? No. Who was it got up a demo against the Roman road coming through the high street? Stop the Via Britannicus. Homes before traffic. Say no to the MV.
Well, I didn't know they'd be so annoyed.
They just wanted an excuse to kick me out, didn't they? So that they could add to their empire.
Right, you galley slaves. Rest period over. Back to your rowing, dogs. You two Britons, why aren't you rowing?
Hey, well, it's very kind of you to think of us, my man, but I don't take exercise myself. I might have a stroll round the deck later on.
What?
And I have a note.
Dear Mr. Overseer, please excuse Erasmus from sports today, as he has a bad cold and is a bit chesty. Let's see you laugh when I lay this whip about your... Yes, Captain?
No whipping the prisoners. Next week, these men fight in the Circus Maximus. We don't want them blemished.
Sir?
Ah, here comes the water carrier. Come with me and let them drink.
Water! Get your water here!
Why, sire, it's your queen.
So you've got a new job, my sweet, eh? They've repaired the foghorn, have they?
James, listen carefully. I have a plan to help you.
You've hidden a file in the water?
No, just listen. The Romans mean to throw you to the lions in the circus. When they march you off the galley, be sure you're the last in the column.
Ah, that's clever, so the lions won't be so hungry.
No, this is before you get to the circus. I managed to talk to the captain. I think he rather admires me.
Oh, blimey, we'll never get to Rome with a blind captain.
It seems he always picks the last 2 or 3 men to set as slaves with the women. It's one of his perks.
King Jim sold into slavery.
Better a slave than a lion's dinner. Now, I must go.
You know, Chancellor, I don't know, but perhaps she's right. I'm not sure my plan to escape the lions would have worked.
What was it, sire?
Well, I was going to take thorns out from their feet.
Well, how do you know they'll have thorns in their feet?
Well, you were going to put them in for me, you see. No, I suppose we'd better settle for this slave lark. At least it'll be nice to feel wanted.
Citizens of Rome, before we start the bidding, feast your eyes on these choice specimens on the platform here.
Chancellor, stop fiddling with your leg iron.
It's so difficult to breathe.
Well, it's your own fault for having such skinny legs. They had to put it round your neck so it wouldn't slip off.
James, be quiet. We may be in chains, but let us maintain our dignity.
Oh, yes. Dignity at all times. Oh, you, my way of prodding your finger.
Will you be bidding for this one, Fatuous?
Pretty little thing. Feel that leg.
Remember, dignified silence.
Trim ankles, curly locks, smooth cheeks. A thing of beauty, by the gods.
Where do you come from, my pretty?
Mummy said I came from under a gooseberry bush.
Oh, too shy for my taste. Hello, the auction's starting.
Citizens, lot 1. A young female from Britannicus, the land of the Angles.
Oh, good. I'm looking for a new angle.
Doreen is 19 and hails from Mansfield. Her hobbies are swimming, polo, squash, tennis, hockey, and lying down. Doreen likes to travel and meet people and wants to work with animals.
By Jupiter, the perfect maid for my wife.
Now then, who will start the bidding at 1 aureus?
1 aureus?
1 aureus, 1 denarius.
1 aureus, 1 denarius, 1 sestertius.
1 aureus, 1 denarius, 1 sestertius, 1 solidus.
1 aureus, 2 denariuses, and... oh, the hell with it, 1 cow and a sack of rye.
Sold to the gentleman who is inflation-linked. And now, citizens, I have got here a prime lot.
This'll be me. Watch 'em go wild.
No less than a king of the Angles.
Okay, folks.
Observe the haughty manner, the fine hands that have never done a day's work. He'd make a perfect docker. Now, who will start the bidding, please, at 1 denarius?
What's a denarius?
A penny, sire.
Come along. Who'll offer 1 denarius for this sturdy fellow with full moustache? Yes, all right then, citizens. Maybe he is a bit old and slightly useless. So, to whet your appetites, I'll throw in the woman too.
Now we'll see some enthusiasm.
Lady of quality, believed to be his mother. No? All right then. The man with them comes gratis. I'll take 3 for the price of 1.
1 denarius.
Now, come on, citizens. The gentleman who's just arrived. What is your figure, sir?
300.
Sold! Sold to the gentleman who keeps banging his head against the wall.
But Claudius, why did you bid so much?
Bid? I thought it was a competition. Guess the weight of the slave.
All right, you now. These 3 slaves are yours. Time to pay up.
Oh, very well. Right then, you're now my slave, and I'm your master. Claudius Germanicus Sinus Augustus Impecunius. And don't forget it.
Blimey, I'll need a week to remember it.
Right, well, follow me. I shall take you home and explain your duties.
Your wine, sir?
No, James, you shouldn't serve red wine cold.
I'm a lot warmer now, sir.
Good. No, don't serve me. Serve my food taster. He samples all my food and drink.
Right. Cop a drop of this, chum.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, yes, it's rather unusual, mellow, and yet has a bite to it. Not unlike...
My word, that's powerful stuff. Naught must have been a good year.
I don't know. I think you'd better feel his pulse.
Where do you find it on the... I'll get hold of the end of something and... Yeah. Oh. I, V, I, X.
Well, what's the matter with him?
I think he's just a tiny, weeny little bit dead. Perhaps it was the alphabet soup. That often spells disaster.
Well, fancy my food taster croaking before he could say if the wine's safer. Oh, well, I'm not in the mood for wine today, but what about the food?
Well, what about it, Your Worship?
I mean, who's going to taste it for me now? How would you like the job?
It sounds better than butlering. I'll start right away, sir. Pass the first course.
There. Well, is it good?
Yes, it was good. Yes. What's next?
Yes, but you're meant to leave some for me.
Tongue, sir. Yeah, over here. I'm the food taster. Larks, I didn't know they had tongue. Delicious.
The stuffed dormice,
Just a minute. I've got a towel between my teeth here.
Just a minute. I'm starving.
Well, I left the rind off that grilled porpoise. Scrape that up.
James, you haven't quite grasped the principles of food tasting. Return to the servants' quarters. Tomorrow you will receive instructions in the job.
James, have you done anything to get me work more suited to my station?
You mean you don't like stoking the boiler? Well, never mind. If you're good, they might let you use a shovel.
I suppose you've done better for yourself.
As a matter of fact, I have. You underestimate me, my sweet. From humble butler, I now sit on Claudius's right hand at dinner. He eats with his left hand and I sit in his right hand.
What as? A plate marker?
Ho, mock if you wish, my dear. I happen to be nothing less than chief food taster. There. Now it's my turn to scoff.
You idiot. These Romans are always trying to poison each other. If someone puts arsenic in Claudius's food, you'll be the first to eat it.
Yes, but I mean you can't expect... arsenic in the food? Okay. I'm a guinea pig. Ban test on Jim. Help!
You must find some way to get out of the job.
Yes, I must get out of it. I must, but how?
Oh, my aching back. I had to scrub out Claudius's bath.
What's so hard about scrubbing out a bath?
This one's 100 yards long. And they starve me. This morning I had to walk all the way to market and back on 2 rashers of bacon.
I'm sure it'd be easier if you wore sandals. But your problems are nothing compared to mine. You see,
and then his scribe was off with a headache. I had to spend 2 hours writing on tablets.
Writing's easy enough.
Not on tablets. Just try squeezing to be taken twice daily on a headache pill.
I've got real trouble, you see.
Yes, well, I'm given all the worst jobs. Sweeping up, blackleading the stove from the inside, putting the hippo in the hippocaust. Oh, there's nothing too humiliating for me to do.
But what about me?
Ever since they put that collar round my neck, I've been the dog's body. I'd rather do anything than this.
Yes, but I tell you... Chancellor, old friend.
Yes, sire?
You say they're starving you, eh? How would you like a job where all you do is eat?
Oh, well, that sounds too good to be true, sire.
Yes, you see, that's what Claudius offered me, but I thought, no, why should I have all the luck? My dear old friend, the Chancellor, is more deserving.
Why, I'm deeply touched, sire. Thank you. Not that I wouldn't do the same, you know. I'd share my last meal with you.
That may come sooner than you think. Enough said, I'll fix it for you. You start your new job as food taster tomorrow.
Silence! The Senate is in session. Silence for the Speaker, Maximus Chatius.
Senators, I have grave news of our beloved Emperor Caligula. His love of decadent sports has served him ill.
He hasn't swallowed another tiddlywink.
No, this morning at the Circus Maximus, he watched the gladiators fight 10 elephants. He gave the thumbs down for one of the elephants and is indisposed.
How so?
The elephant was bottom of a 10-elephant pyramid. The rest of the elephants fell on him.
How is he, Maximus?
We'll know as soon as they get them off him. But I fear the worst. Senators, this means we must choose a successor. The choice lies between the two senior heirs, Claudius and Divius Minibus. You will be called on to vote next week, but first, in accordance with custom, I suggest the two candidates dine together 3 days hence to show their good fellowship.
James, it's so exciting to think our master Claudius may be Emperor of Rome.
We'll see. Meantime, there's not enough wine for tonight's banquet. I've got to tread these blasted grapes.
I must go and put on my piano in case he comes down to inspect the boiler.
Ta-ta! God, I wonder if I should have taken my shoes off for treading these grapes. I've got a boot full of pips. Hello, Chancellor. Hello. How's the food tasting?
Oh, I've never eaten so much. There were 409 courses.
What, for breakfast?
Yes. He's training me up for the banquet.
Hello, who's this?
Where, sire?
This bloke sneaking in through the garden. He's wearing a parachute.
That's a toga, sire. A sign of nobility.
Excuse me. I'm looking for Claudius's food taster.
No need. We haven't lost him. Here he is. This old wreck with the midday bulge.
Oh, well, I am Divius Minibus. Claudius and I are rivals. One of us will be elected emperor.
Yes, that's why you're having this banquet tonight. So there won't be any sour grapes.
There will be if you keep standing in them, sire.
Now, know this and mark it well. I am a humble man. I have no wish to be emperor.
Why not tell them?
Oh, well, to refuse such an honor once offered would bring a curse upon my house.
You mean they'd put the rates up?
I shall do all I can to have Claudius chosen.
But what can you do, Your Excellency?
I can remove his worst impediment, the blemishes upon his face. The Senate frown upon a candidate who bears the mark of acne.
What's wrong with acne? My cousin lives there.
It's a kind of malignant spot, sire.
I know it is, but it's very handy for the shop.
Sire, he means that Claudius has spots.
I'm sure you'll want to help me cure him, and this is how. I'll open my toga.
Shop tactics?
Oh, there. A pill.
That's most kind. I'll give it to him.
No. Oh, no. The suggestion that he needs treatment would offend his sensitive nature. The pill must be administered in secret. As his food taster, you alone can do this. You can reach parts that other flunkies cannot reach.
That seems rather underhand.
Oh, my dear fellow, he'll be so happy to be cured, he'll reward everyone. He'll no doubt promote you.
Promotion? You mean he might make me a footman? In time, perhaps even a yard man.
If he does make you a yard man, it won't be for long.
Well, now, just slip the pill in his drinking goblet before the toast tonight.
I'll do it, Your Excellency.
Stout fellow. Now, I must go and unwind.
You mean rest?
No, I mean get out of this toga. It's killing me. Until tonight.
What a nice man. Well, I must go and prepare for the banquet.
Right, I'll see you then.
Oh, you won't be there, sir. Common slaves aren't admitted. Only personal staff and entertainers. I'll try and bring you something in the doggy bag.
Ah, James, I see the first guests are arriving. Look, there's Nero.
How can you tell through this kitchen grating? All I can see is legs and togas. Oh, I say, look at that. I thought it was only Scotsmen.
I knew it was Nero because of the painted toenails. Oh, James, I do hope Claudius wins the election. We must do all we can to help.
Don't worry, my little hedge pipit. Devious gave the Chancellor a pill to slip in his drink.
A pill?
Yes, to get rid of his spots so they won't laugh at him. People with spots don't get made emperor.
And you believe that?
Well, my cousin in Hackney had spots and he was never made emperor.
You great dunce. If Devious gave you a pill, it must be poison.
Poison?
Of course, to get rid of his rival. And when Claudius dies, we'll all be slaughtered as accomplices.
Oh, slaughtered? Slaughtered? Help! Stop everything! Help! Jim's in a jam!
You must go to the banquet and stop the Chancellor before it's too late.
All right, where do you think you're going?
Stand aside. Put that spear down, my good man. I've got to get in.
One more step and you'll be stuck like a gherkin. Only guests and performers admitted.
Let me in.
You ought to thank me, mate. If a slave went in there and interrupted the dinner, he'd be thrown to the crocodiles for his cheek. Now clear off.
But what about that girl that you just let through?
Ah, performer. She's one of the belly dancers.
Oh, so you let belly dancers in? Quick, where do they get changed?
What's that to you?
Oh, I've got to sweep up in there.
Oh, well. It's there. First on the left. And don't come back.
Juggler.
Go in, mate.
Contortionist.
Pass, friend.
Yeah. No need to open the door. I'll go through the cat flap.
Dancer? Right, go in. Hang on a minute. Don't I know you? Shift that veil.
No, you naughty man.
Oh, my, you're a big girl. And pretty. Strange how those satin pants set you off.
Long as they don't set you off. Come along, don't keep a girl waiting.
Or perhaps we could get together after the show? Oh, you've got everything a man needs.
Yes, that's quite true, isn't it? Whoa! Oh, sir, you turn the girl's head. Now let me pass.
Go in.
Food taster, try this dish for me.
Yes, sir. What is it exactly?
It's fried snake.
Snake? Oh, well, here goes. Could I have a word with you, sir? Oh. Sir?
Now what?
I don't think this snake's been cooked enough.
Go on and taste it.
But it's hissing at me.
It's me, you twit.
Oh! Now it's talking.
Food taster, pull yourself together. And you, girl, why aren't you dancing?
Who, me? Who, me?
Yes, of course you. Go, get on and dance for us.
Dance?
Yes, let us revel in the sinuous glide of your supple flanks and the play of your taut young limbs.
Well, I could try a velita.
Beware, Claudius. That girl is an impostor. No dancer has up the arsenal tattooed round her navel. Not to mention the navel tattoo up her backbone.
You're very perceptive, Devious. Guards, Seize this person! Take off her veil and... James! Oh, so this is how you spend your spare time.
I came to warn you, you see.
Enough, guards. Take him away.
You see, there's a plot that...
Oh, dear, what can I do to save him? Remember to use the pill and make Claudius grateful.
And now for the toast. Tobaccus, bring the wine.
Mark well, food taster. Claudius will drink from the cup with the red stone in the stem.
The red stone?
Yes. Put the pill in that one.
Pour for Devious and myself.
Oh, come, Claudius. Don't waste time watching that simpleton. Your guests are waiting.
Oh, yes. Friends, I ask you to drink a toast.
Your cups, gentlemen.
To the new emperor, whichever of us it may be. Never!
No!
Dear me. Devious seems to have fallen asleep.
He's dead, Claudius. He was drinking from your cup, sir.
No. My cup had a red stone in the stem.
So has his.
His is green. What's the matter with you? Have you drunk too much or are you colourblind?
Well, I may have been tempted to overindulge, but that Burgundy's one of the finest green wines I've ever tasted.
Well, James, after all this time, how does it feel to be back on your throne?
Well, not very comfy, actually. I think the cat's been sleeping on it while we were away.
I told you Claudius would be generous if they made him emperor. But to actually give us our kingdom back...
Mind you, I miss that Roman sunshine.
The great thing is you're no longer a slave. Isn't it wonderful? No one can order you about anymore.
Well?
Come along, man, answer.
Well...
Put your crown on straight.
Well...
We can't sit here all day. You have to paint the battlements.
But I did.
Never mind the buts. You haven't fixed that creaking door. And there's the broken window. And don't forget my mother's coming to welcome us home.
Oh, God. When's the next boat to Rome? Excuse me, won't you? Let down the drawbridge. I'm coming on.
You've just had an audience with Jim the Great, featuring Julian Orchard, Joan Sanderson, John Graham, John Baddeley, James Taylor, Jack Watson as Claudius, and the great Jim himself, Jimmy Edwards. The programme was written by Andrew Palmer and produced by Edward Taylor.
Seats because Mrs. Adagoki's exercise class is booked in here at midday, so we must not go over. I've had a number of heated run-ins with that lot, and you don't want to be around when bums and tums are throwing wobblies. It is not pretty, I promise you. So, to open the proceedings, I now invite to the podium your new lunch club chair, Barry St. Michael.
And welcome to Highbury Civic Hall for today's lunch club meeting, a talking shop for lifestyle queries and consumer advice, giving the over 60s the respect they deserve. Peter, you silly old git, can you sit down?
I'm just getting a cup of tea.
Needs to play in a minute. Blimey.
Sorry.
Right, here with her notebook is Hilary Posnan, the lunch club secretary.
Good morning.
And I am Barry St. Michael, the newly appointed chairman, having recently been voted in over Hilary here.
I was planning to step down
Well,
anyway.
that's just as well, then.
Having done the job very effectively for the last 8 years.
Indeed, though perhaps some people thought it was time for a change. I don't like to use the term landslide.
You won by 3 votes, Barry.
Yeah, so I was voted chairman.
Actually, the agreed term is chair, not chairman or woman. I was simply chair.
Indeed you were. A much-loved chair. Strong-backed, well upholstered, big sturdy legs.
Shall we get on?
Yes. Also here is Peter on the piano, a new addition under my chairship. Just liven up proceedings. So, a new chair, a new dawn. My tenure will be used to champion issues that affect you. A lot of you will remember the Bury St Michael motto for many years above my old grocer's shop. Honesty, integrity, broccoli at best prices. And nothing's changed, you know, as promised in my vote-winning manifesto. I shall research any topic of interest suggested by members, any issue that concerns you, and if it falls to me to carry the simple sword of truth and justice...
Right, well, just a reminder that annual subs were due on the 1st of the month. £12 is not a great deal to ask to cover the hire of the Civic Hall, the biscuit selection, and for the purchase of our very own laminator. Yes, thank you, Peter.
I wouldn't. She's not in the mood. Oh. Sorry.
Let's move on, Chair.
Okie dokes. On the agenda for today, the topic is travel. Peter.
Now?
Yes, please.
What just play?
Yes! Susan Braithwaite is Susan. Susan, now you had a question for me about travel, which I promised I'd look into. Remind us all, if you could. Could you pass the microphone down to Susan? There she is.
Yes. My question was about holidays, Barry.
Yeah.
What would you recommend for me and my 80-year-old mother? Are cruises good value?
Right, thank you, Susan. Now, I've got my file here. So, first off, I know money's tight for everyone, so can I just say, my wife Margaret and I have found, honestly, you don't need to travel abroad. If the weather's good in Britain, you can create the holiday mood in your own back garden. Get down the shops, couple of wind chimes from a garden centre, a whiff of Lloyd Grossman's Booner, shut your eyes. You could be in a tropical cove in Bali, you know. I mean, if you shut your eyes and ask next door to turn down Michael Bublé for 2 flipping minutes, I offer that up. But a holiday in Britain, a staycation is the technical term. It's lovely. In fact, you know, given a choice between the Isle of Wight and the Maldives, do you know which one I'd choose? Well, the Maldives. I'm not a complete idiot, but you get my point, you know. The fact is, you can holiday quite successfully on a weekly pension by making economies. You know. A small hotel will often have rolls, bit of fruit laid out at breakfast. So what you want to do is take a roll, as well as toast, maybe a bit of ham, a couple of slices of cheese, a yoghurt, banana, variety pack of Rice Krispies, 9 little pots of UHT milk, and hey presto, there's your lunch. It's not theft, because, you know, you've already paid for it. A serviette or clutch bag at breakfast will allow you to spirit away any number of complimentary butters and jams, though obviously a bin bag will get you thrown out.
Of the Sunview Guest House, Pevensey Bay.
A simple misunderstanding, that was. Of course, a British guest house or hotel is an ideal chance to meet people, you know. Chatting over breakfast is an icebreaker. Try to establish a common interest. Oh, I've seen you've stolen the bread rolls too. Conversely, you don't have to talk to anyone at all, you know, if you're married or something, you know. No, what I mean is you don't have to talk to other guests if you're already there with your partner. No, my Margaret, as a holiday companion, brings a lot to the table. particularly if we're at one of those all-you-can-eat buffets. And that's another thing to look out for. These buffets are good value. Oh,
yes, it's not about all you can eat. It's about what you're eating and where you're eating it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes, I'll never forget dining outside in the square in Siena.
Oh, yeah.
And essentially it was peasant food.
Yeah.
I had a freshly baked ciabatta, and what made it truly memorable was the chef's balsamic and the slightest drizzle.
Yeah, you can't always guarantee the weather, can you? But keep it simple. If you're abroad, I live by the mantra, you cannot ruin chicken and chips with an egg on top. I know what I like, and at our age, frankly, you can't afford to be playing thunderball with your inside. Of course, it helps enormously if the restaurant has provided photos of its local delicacies on the window outside. Sounds tacky, probably is, but we went to a lovely cafe that done that. In fact, my Margaret enjoyed her meal so much, the owner gave us the photo. A cherished memory of a Spanish omelette with cheesy chips and beans framed on top of the telly. Next to the grandkids, you know, smashing, really.
How lovely, Chair. I can't say I've ever framed my supper.
Yeah, all right, I know you think it's a bit cheap, but, you know, it reminded us of a lovely holiday, and actually I have tried local dishes. When we was in Galata, right, near Istanbul, we had a meal, and do you know, it was absolutely revolting. How can I put it, right? Less of a local delicacy, more a bush tucker trial. I mean, this particular part of the ball should be left where it come from.
Please, Chair.
Seriously, I'd eaten dozens of these meatballs before I realised they were quite literally balls of balls, you know. Blimey, I had that many, I was like a walking bingo machine. Gruesome, never again, Hilary, you know. Anyway, so, Henry, where did you last go on holiday? Hiking in the Cairngorms?
Brecon Beacons.
Good holiday, was it?
Oh, yes, it was good. I'd recommend it to all members. It was bracing and it was refreshing to get out there windswept and face the challenge of a new peak every day.
Yeah, and what was the good bit about it?
Precisely what I said.
Hilary here is very much like her namesake, Edmund Hillary, isn't you?
And why would that be?
Well, you both climb, you know.
Yes.
You both like to wear a lot of tweed. Both smoke a pipe.
No. Actually, I don't think I do share any similarities with Sir Edmund Hillary. And I'm sorry for bringing this up now in front of members, but could you stop using me to illustrate some spurious point you're trying to make?
I don't know what...
I am not remotely like Edmund Hillary. And in fact, and I meant to say this after the last lunch club presentation, neither am I, and I quote, our very own Joe Bugner. Just because I once recommended a boxercise class at the leisure centre.
Just to give it a bit of context.
Yes, well, kindly desist.
OK, sorry.
Please, don't make tenuous comparisons between me and a variety of public figures who, and I... It can't have escaped your notice, are all men.
I didn't mean nothing by it, you know.
I am woman, Barry. And now, as secretary, I have not contributed to your research, so could you kindly make that clear to everyone?
Yeah, sorry, can I make it perfectly clear that Hillary is indeed a woman?
The secretary bit!
Sorry, Hillary is the club secretary.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, so sorry to bring that up in front
for the record, shares no similarities with Edmund Hillary, Joe Bugner, or the shorter one out the hairy bikers, which I...
Enough, Barry!
Yes, sorry.
Now, walking holidays. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's good for your health, and it may surprise you. In fact, I'd hazard a guess your Margaret might enjoy a walking holiday more than 2 weeks stuck in your back garden with you, some wind chimes and an old sun lounger.
is when I compared you to Meatloaf, wasn't it? That long black cloak at the carol service. That's what's brought this on. That was wrong, I'm sorry. Anyway, Susan, cruises you mentioned. Well, actually, me and Margaret, we've done a cruise for our diamond anniversary, as it happens. Saw it advertised on the telly, so do you know what? I scraped together my entire life savings, which got me a Daily Mirror and a packet of Snacker Jacks. So then I went to the bank and I borrowed $3,000, and that is the cheaper end of the scale. Pricey, but let me tell you, we loved it. Oh, wonderful. I remember I got Margaret to stand on the prow, arms stretched out like a shorter Kate Winslet in Titanic. Not only was she king of the world, turns out she also scared away a boatload of Somali pirates. So that was a result, you know. So what can cruising offer you? Well, it's a porthole to the world, oh yeah. A chance to experience all the mysteries that this amazing planet has to offer. And if you've gone for the all-inclusive Foster's Draft 24/7, you know, these ships are floating hotels. You know, they have swimming pools, casinos, organised sports, and live entertainment. Peter.
I do hope you're not going to sing, Chair.
The cruise ships always pride themselves on their cabaret entertainment. But be warned, on cheaper cruises, it can be disappointing. You know, our cruise brochure promised West End productions. But let me tell you, 3 pedal bins and a mop doesn't recreate the heart-stopping urban rhythms of Stomp. Trust me. Having said that, you know, we had a comedian. Yeah, TV name, big in the 70s. You get a fair few of that lot in there, you know. People were doubled over. Mind you, that could have been due to the sudden outbreak of the norovirus an hour and a half out of Morocco. And do you know what? That is another danger. A virus can spread through a packed cruise ship like wildfire. Oh, God, not half. My Margaret was struck down. She got tummy trouble, something terrible. And some of you know this, she had to be winched off the ship and into hospital by helicopter. Well, on the plus side, she had a ride in a Westland Sea King, but however, she's terrified of heights, and what with the funny tummy on the winch up, she managed to obliterate the semi-final of the ship's quoits tournament, 60 foot below, you know. Finally, Susan, the most critical bit of advice, if you're going on a cruise, above all, don't make friends too early. Because on a cruise, if you get it wrong, you cannot escape people. 6 weeks at sea, trust me, you'll do anything to avoid them. Reg and Sandra from Woking, we were behind them on the gangplank on embarkation. A passing interest in Sandra's colourful slacks, and they were knocking on our cabin door all hours of the day, and I couldn't escape them. Goodness me, Margaret had to fake her own death twice. Of course, she escaped by getting winched off, leaving Muggins here to fend them off. All right to adopt a disguise. Oh, yeah, with a tea towel and some dark glasses from the souvenir shop, I was forced to become Sheikh Barak al-Makhani for the final week. What I don't know about Qatari oil production is nobody's business. Surprised myself, actually.
I'm sorry, Chair, but if we could return to the question.
Oh, yeah.
Susan was asking with particular reference to taking her mother.
Yes, thank you, Hilary. Good point. In fact, this is your field, because I know you're going on holiday with your daughter soon, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah. Susan, if you are slightly worried about taking your mother, don't be. It's wonderful to spend time with your family. My first thought was, oh, who wants to go away with old Mum? But Lucy put her foot down and said, no, Mummy, you're coming. I've booked that trip to Switzerland.
Oh, Hilary, you sure about this?
Oh, yes. Yes, Lucy says it's just the shot in the arm I need.
Oh, blimey. You're not,
It's something we've often talked about. 2 weeks hiking up the Obergabelhorn.
Oh, that's a relief. I got the wrong end of the stick.
What?
Well, I thought it was...
What did you think it was?
Well, less rambling holiday, more the suicide-y end of the market.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I was just saying that going away with your family is something you need to capitalise on before it's too late. I always enjoy walking Grutschalp to Muren, and Lucy loves Mannlichen.
Yes, family time. It's good of Lucy, because I do think it's true to say, and I hope Hilary won't mind me mentioning, but it hasn't been easy for you, has it?
Well, look, it's no secret, but since Richard, since he, what shall I say, since he left...
Ran off with Janice Paulbright. Yeah.
Indeed. I've had to make changes, and Lucy has been incredibly supportive.
Do you know, and there's also a lot of love and support for you here. In fact, I was going to do this at the end, but perhaps we should do it now. You are the founder member of the Lunch Club, after all, and if it weren't for you, none of us would be here. So, everyone, a big cheer for Hilary. Hilary!
Really, that is very, very kind, but we'd better get on. Mrs. Adogoki's ferociously punctual.
It's OK, I'll make up the time. I won't do cottaging in Wales, but...
So, Susan...
Janice Paulbright! Hillary!
Yes, I think now would be a good time to take a loo break.
Well, a lot of love for you here, Hillary. I think
yes, right. Well, now, if anyone wants to stand up and stretch their legs, we're going to have a little intermission. Some of you might want to test drive the newly refurbished washrooms.
Well, you say newly refurbished. They bought some Harpic fresh for the bogs, but it all helps. So, while some of you are doing that, let's have some important lunch club notices. Hillary, please.
There was a question from last week's meeting. Sunita? Yes, hello, love. She's asked which cinemas are offering the best concessionary deals for people of pensionable age.
Yeah, well, that is a good question, and you checked that out, didn't you?
Yes, indeed I did. And now here we are. The Velodrome cinema chain to a very good concessionary price. 2 over 65s for an afternoon showing comes to £8.70. And if you also fancy a couple of ounces of pick and mix and a small drink, that'll be £53.68.
However, gotta be said, if you are going out towards the retail park, to the cinema, be warned, it is a criminal hotspot. Teeming with ne'er-do-wells, cheeky tykes, crack-smoking Asbo hoodlums. I don't blame the parents. I blame the people who are actually bringing them up, you know. We do have problems here, as you know. I mean, some of the kids round by the precinct getting tiddly on drugs, eating silly biscuits, calling me a tit outside Londis. But I'll tell you something. If I went up to one of them and shot him in the face with a gun, who'd end up in court? Muggins here, that's who.
Any issues the chair can research for next time? Yes, at the back?
Yes, I think we'd all like to thank Chair and Hillary, of course. This is a constitutional issue about members' benefits, and I would move that members here would appreciate further clarification.
Is this about the biscuits again, Derek?
Yes, it is.
I'm on it, Derek. Next week, all right? Right, now, so that's everyone back. You've got lots of handy hints on cruising, so now, land ahoy! Thank you, Peter. Now, Peter, have a look at this. Here, look, you've got a good eye. Here, perhaps you'd like to describe to members what Italian scenic delights you're witnessing here.
Yes, well, it's a watercolour painting, everyone.
Yes, indeed, it's an original St Michael, one of mine, signed by yours truly. Go on.
It's of a woman No, man.
Yeah, man, yes.
Standing by a castle.
Moped, but close enough.
With some nuns.
Cows, that's right.
A table.
No. Yes, good, good.
Next to a stepladder.
It's an olive tree, thank you, Peter. But you see, that is the beauty about art. It's subjective, you know. But the reason for showing you this to you all today is I painted it whilst on an activity holiday. Now that is where you go to learn a new skill or refresh an old one. Over 7 days, you can become a master of wine, a budding poet laureate, a top pastry chef, or a cheese woman. For me, three short years ago, it was, as you can see, watercolours in Tuscany. For once, I wasn't Barry St Michael, averagely successful grocer, but someone who managed to run a Ford Granada GL, thank you very much indeed. No, I was Signor Barrio of the Chianti region. My easel and paints atop the hillside. A dash of colour here, a splash of flesh there. Oh, a cheeky wink to a passing signora, a quaff of Amarone as the landscape appeared on my canvas. An apology to the boyfriend of said signora, who appears brandishing a monkey wrench, a gentle breeze, a church bell pealing, the sound of a fast-approaching moped, an offer of a bottle of Amarone as an assurance to the father that it won't happen again. A wife putting a packet of frozen peas on a swollen eye. Some light reading of the travel insurance policy. A broken easel. And shattered dreams in a Tuscan sunset. Memories. That is what holidays are about. You're never too old to learn another of life's lessons. You simply cannot beat an activity holiday.
I did a 2-week quilting course on the Jutland Peninsula.
There are always exceptions, but the point is, who wants to laze around at the beach when you could be quilting on the Jutland Peninsula, you know?
Well, it's better than fighting irate locals.
And of course, the lovely thing is that you end up with a handmade souvenir of your time, you know. I took home a watercolour of the hills outside Grevy in Chianti. And Hilary, you had a 256-panel quilt depicting the death of Janice Paulbright by various savage techniques.
It wasn't her. They were needlework representations of Nordic religious rites.
No, they weren't. So, in short, there is something for everyone, the romantic, the exotic, or the macabre. Please pick up my fun fact sheets as you leave. Now, I touched on it before, but travel insurance is an issue for the over 60s. Now, bear with me. Sounds a bit dry, but it is important if something goes wrong and you find yourself
in an Italian police station.
Yes, indeed. The basics you need, right, are cancellation cover, loss of passports, and, of course, medical cover. Now, in our case, following the cruise, we were very relieved we had gold standard insurance because we were handed a hefty bill of $5,500 as a result of Margaret's tummy trouble. 2 for the helicopter rescue and 3.5 for deep cleaning the quoits deck with the industrial sandblaster. It pays to get the best, you know. So, returning to Susan there, I'd just like to say that in conclusion, there are lots on offer that you can do with your mum, and despite Margaret's dramatic air-sea rescue, yes, I'd go on a cruise with her again, although obviously we are banned from that particular cruise operator, so it will bring you together and give you a shared experience. We visited some wonderful places, but you know that the most unexpected thing was the 2 of us being forced together in that cabin for so long. By the end, I felt a deep spiritual love for my Margaret. I say that, it might have been Stockholm Syndrome, but I felt something anyway, you know.
Right, I can see Mrs. Adagoki limbering up through the frosted glass, so that's all we have time for. See you next week, everyone, and don't forget your socks.
Goodbye, arrivederci. Cheerio now!
That was Barry's Lunch Club, starring Alex Lowe as Barry, Stephanie Cole as Hilary, Philip Pope as Peter, Kim Wall as Derek. It was written by Alex Lowe and Alex Walsh-Taylor with original music by Philip Pope.
Would the last businessman to leave the country please turn out the lights? Bemused in the world of business, let's join Kenneth Connor, Hugh Paddock, Nell Brennan, Sue Holderness, and the last businessman himself, Leslie Phillips. British industrialists and businessmen strive constantly for more and better products, for they know that the government is eager to send them across the seas and sell them down the river. In the city offices of Fothergill and Smith, staff attack their work with pride and zest.
Gillian, is Mr. Smith in yet? No, Miss Fothergill. Still, it is only 11 o'clock. Oh, no doubt it's his back trouble. Does Mr. Smith have trouble with his back? Yes, he can't get it off his bed in the mornings. You know, I often think this firm would do better with you in charge, Miss Fothergill. Of course. But Mr. Smith's father owned more shares than my father when they formed the company.
Ah, good morning, ladies. What a splendidly beautiful day.
Good morning, Mr. Smith.
I expect you've noticed I'm a bit late. It was so nice I walked through the park. It was charming. The limes in bloom, the blooming blossom, young couples on the verge. Charming. But not as charming as you two delightful creatures.
What a typical chauvinist remark. And you're not a bit late. You're very late. In fact, you're not just late for today, you're late for yesterday.
Good heavens, Yvonne. It'll be a sad day when senior management is tied to office hours. The way I work, it doesn't matter whether I come to the office or not.
You can say that again.
While I was in the park, I ran into old Crawler Clegg.
Really?
Yes, he worked himself up into something very big in ready mixed custard, you know. And then to make the custard industry more efficient, he was nationalised.
Are you in the park too?
No, not walking, no. Sleeping. Yes, he's had a bench there since they went bankrupt.
Leslie, if you don't mind, we'll go through to your office. I've something to say to you.
All right. Any urgent messages, Gailey?
The VAT people have issued a writ for delayed payment. Our warehouse staff are all on strike. Your bank's foreclosing your personal overdraft, and that share dealing trial's ended in Singapore. You've been sentenced to death in your absence.
Yes. Nothing that won't sort itself out. We'll be in my office then, Gailey.
There's something I didn't want to say in front of Gailey.
Do sit down, Yvonne. I wish you wouldn't frown like that. You're a very attractive girl when you smile, you know. Yes, that's better. You know, if we hadn't known each other since we were children, I believe I'd do something about it. Bye, Slater.
You mean since I was a child? You were 20 when I was born.
Really? Oh, no wonder we don't like the same films. What's troubling your pretty little head?
Don't be patronizing. This firm is in trouble.
Trouble, my dear girl? There's bags of money in the bank.
All of it made by our fathers 20 years ago.
Now, look here, Yvonne. It's hardly right for a junior partner to enter into a confrontation situation with senior management on a grievance platform.
Must you use that horrible jargon?
Well, I find it helps in arguments while we're both working out what I mean. We cool off. Now, the fact is, all my energies are bent to expanding this business.
The only things you've expanded so far are your expense account and your waistline.
Now, that's unfair. I very seldom dine out at the firm's expense. Now, take yesterday. Buffy Blumenthal paid for lunch.
And what did he sell you?
Sell? Nothing as vulgar as that. but he was decent enough to let us have a sample of his latest product. Naturally, I got in quickly with a substantial order.
Oh, Leslie, as your partner, I should be consulted on orders.
Look, we can't have a pretty little thing like you worried by the sort of pressures I live with. Did you know I went to a psychiatrist to learn how to relax?
Did he help?
No, he couldn't. No, apparently I've been perfect at it all along.
I'd better get out of here before I say something you'll regret. Go in, Gayleen. I hope you get some sense out of him.
Excuse me, Mr. Smith, there's a foreign gentleman on the phone for you.
Well, couldn't you deal with it? I was about to start work on my tea break.
It's the second time he's rung. He's a bit upset.
Oh, why's that?
Well, I misunderstood the first time. The operator said it's a long distance from the Middle East, and I said I know it is, and hung up.
Oh, well, I'd better take it then.
The caller says he's chamberlain to his putrescence, the Sheikh Rancid of Ewing.
God, oh, Randy Rancid. We were at Cambridge together, reading English and the Kama Sutra.
The call's waiting on your line.
Thanks, Gayleen. You go and get on with my squash club account. Hello? Leslie Smith here?
Kindly remove your shoes. The Sheikh Rancid desires to speak with you.
Good. Put him on.
Greetings, Leslies. May your enemies fester. May your crops prosper. May your camel carry all your chattels and never drop one.
Thank you. And may your biscuits never drop off into your coffee. And may your joys be as numerous as the grains of sand on Rudolph Valentino's elbows. Hello, Randy.
It is no longer permitted to offend my person with diminutives.
And Ronnie Corbett's wife feels the same. Come on, Randy. I mean, at Cambridge, we were chums. Two young chaps from different cultures. Many's the time we've enjoyed a muffin and a sheep's eye together.
But in those days, I had not yet ascended.
Oh, you were all talk then.
I mean, I was not yet Sheikh. But now my flesh is anointed by costly oils and succored by the people of my country.
Yes, we too have a national health, yes. What can I do for you?
You recall that years ago, UH was poor and primitive, sustained by your country's foreign aid?
Yes, indeed. We gave you our democratic principles, our economic wisdom, and our industrial know-how. Oh, by the way.
Yes.
Could you let us have them back sometime?
Of course. Today we assist you with our foreign aid. Yet, although my country is wealthy now, in some ways we are still a backward people.
Well, one does hear rumors.
We lack sophisticated things, television, computers.
Good Lord, what do you blame when things go wrong?
We blame the Israelis. But we would like to have more luxury goods for the state, as you understand.
Luxury good. Now, Sheikh, I believe I can help you. Ever hear of Buffy Blumenthal?
Indeed. When I arrived in Cambridge, new to the ways of your country, he sold me my first car. A car whose size and opulence he thought appropriate to my station.
Yes, Buffy's helpful like that.
And a big green car with many windows. And on the front, the imposing legend, 86B to Cambridge Market. I was prosecuted by the Omnibus Company.
Well, old Buffy's big business these days. I'm handling his latest product, you see. You'll like it.
My dear Leslie, the product itself is irrelevant. As long as it is sophisticated enough to keep my subject happy, I will order 10,000 of whatever it is.
Wonderful.
But there is a condition. This is why I order from you and not Japan. You have a girl in your household, Miss Yvonne Fothergill?
Not in my household, no. She's my business partner.
So, I encountered her at the trade fair in London. Such beauty. It is a condition of our business that she comes to me.
Oh, you want her to negotiate with you? No?
Well, perhaps it is better put discreetly thus. She will not object to my advances?
No, we always welcome a deposit in advance. Yes, Yvonne will be delighted to fly out and give you a sample.
I tremble in anticipation.
Good. I hope I haven't overwhelmed you with my high-pressure salesmanship, but we have to compete with the nips, you know.
Farewell, Leslies. May the sandstorms of the desert never defile your caravan. May a pearl be in every oyster you open.
And may the sons of your enemies devour the dates of the oasis and swallow the plastic fork. And may... Oh, I think he's hung up.
How exciting. We'll be by appointment to the Sheikh of UAE.
Jaylene, you weren't eavesdropping, I hope.
Pardon? Oh, I was fixing the extension. But you're not really sending Miss Fothergill out there.
I know what you think, Gayleen. You think I should go myself. But I'm due at a conference on British enterprise in world markets in Honolulu.
How long does that last?
2.5 hours.
Do you know what the Sheikh wants Miss Fothergill for?
Naturally, he wants to conclude the business. Have you seen my library book anywhere?
The only business he's after is funny business.
Stuff and nonsense.
That's right.
Gayleen, I've had a complaint from African vegetable importers. What happened to our shipment of greens to Zululand?
Did you say greens to Zululand?
Greens to Zululand.
Oh, dear, I got it mixed up. Operator, get me the Greenland Immigration Office.
Do it in the outer office, would you, Gayleen? Miss Fothergill and I have things to discuss.
All right. Those poor Zulus.
Yvonne, how many times have I sent you overseas?
Once.
That's right, when my car broke down on the Isle of Wight. Well, how would you like to close a deal in Kuwait?
Kuwait?
In the Middle East. The Sheikh saw you at the trade fair and was impressed by your skill at business.
Oh, good.
There's a Concorde leaving for Kuwait this afternoon. You wait till it's gone and catch the BEA Lancaster.
Oh, I hope Miss Fothergill's all right.
She'll be on the return flight at this very moment with the contract in her pocket.
We can't be sure. She hasn't phoned.
Well, she's been in the Middle East. Telephones are still primitive, you know.
They just built a new exchange in Kuwait.
I mean at this end. It's all straightforward. I've been getting the shipment ready for when she arrives with the contract.
You've already ordered the goods?
More than that, I've taken delivery. Enterprise, you see, that's what put the E in Britain.
Suppose the Sheikh changed his mind.
Fast. I've been into the contingency variable.
What does that mean?
It means it'll be all right if our luck holds out. Here, my dear Gayleen, is a sample of the product.
That's what Miss Fothergill took to Kuwait?
Yes. One of the first new all-British super steel titanium-plated multi-roll cuckoo clocks.
New? It looks like a new old cuckoo clock.
Don't underestimate British technology, Gayleen. Look, it's just coming up to 2 o'clock.
Fancy. Why does it cost like that?
Made in Birkenhead. Buffy wanted to get the government grant to businessmen who take on unemployed school leavers.
But there's unemployed school leavers everywhere. Why Birkenhead?
To be near one of his other businesses, you see. A strip club. He gets 10 quid a week for every school leaver he takes on as a bouncer. And the school leavers give him 5.
Fancy that.
Yes, they do, actually, yes. He's clearing $1,500 a week in subsidies.
What's this at the back of the clock?
Oh, that's an alarm. You know, the all-British tea-making machine? This little chap's the same, only it boils yourself an egg, you see, for breakfast. You wake up, you take the egg, sit up in bed, and crack it.
How does it work?
Oh, it's simple. You just fill the clock with boiling water.
Oh, hang on. You have to get out of bed before the alarm goes off and go to the kitchen to boil water?
Yes. Well, there's bound to be a few snags at this early stage.
You're exporting the thing.
Yes, but it's not suitable for the home market, you see. You can't set the alarm for later than 10 a.m.
Well, I hope the Sheikh signed the contract. I wouldn't like to be stuck with 10,000 of these things.
Of course the Sheikh will have signed. In fact, I'm taking the goods straight to the airport. I'll meet Yvonne off the plane and collect the contract.
You hope.
Then I'll send the clock straight off. I shouldn't be surprised if I get the Queen's Award for Industry for this. I can see the crown stamped on my notepaper already. Are you the customs man?
No, I open all these crates because I collect nails.
Charming.
What's in this box, then?
I'm exporting it to China. 2,000 copies of The Thoughts of Margaret Thatcher.
2,000 copies?
Huh?
What's it weigh?
3.5 ounces.
Well, there's no duty on romantic fiction. Wave it through. What else you got?
A lorry load of luxury goods for you wait. And hurry it up, my good man. When you delay me, you delay the marketplaces of the world.
Well, just fill in this form in triplicate.
Bureaucratic nonsense.
One form. We do our best to make it easy for you. What are you exporting?
Cuckoo clock.
How many?
10,000.
Why didn't you say so? You'll need another 9,999 forms.
Now listen to me, you jumped-up cloakroom attendant.
Oh!
You can't expect me to stand here filling in forms. I'm senior management.
Oh, that's different. We got clerks to do it for the ignorant. The U-way flight's landing on runway 7. If you hurry, you'll just about catch them walking off.
Yvonne! Come over here. Oh, Yvonne, you're looking well. How did it go, eh? Got the contract? What terms did you give the Sheikh?
Oh, those are the terms I gave the Sheikh, the great lecherous tub of camel giblets, that bloated, oily lizard.
I hope you two got on all right.
Dare you? You set this up with him. His signature in return for my joining his harem for a night of Eastern promise.
I didn't know such thing. I thought you were going to negotiate. I wouldn't sell you into his harem. I mean, the idea. I mean, it's an awful mistake. Look, let me ask you something.
What?
Do those eunuchs really have those funny curved swords?
I don't know, you great toad. I spent the night in a hotel. I refused to cooperate, and the whole deal's off.
Off? But that means I'm stuck with 10,000 cuckoo clocks. What am I going to do with them?
I know what I'd like you to do with them. And when you wanted to know the time, you just have to cough. Another call from the VAT office, Mr. Smith.
Now then, Galen, I'm very worried. Have you seen this morning's Financial Times? It gets worse and worse, and I can't see any solution.
Never mind your crossword puzzle. We've a warehouse full of cuckoo clocks and no buyer. We're in trouble.
Nonsense. Do you see me panicking? No. Do you see me fretting? No.
Do you see a way out of it?
No.
Look, we're an export firm. Why don't we just offer the clocks to our contacts abroad? It's worth a try, I suppose. Galen, start going through our European list.
Okay, nobody move. This is a VAT shock raid.
What can we do for you, Mr.
Snowed, Reginald Snowed, VAT Flying Squad. You're Leslie Smith. I recognise you from our wanted files. You're a public menace.
Look, I can explain.
You're late with your VAT returns. Don't make any false moves. Where are your books?
With our accountant, of course.
No, they should be, but we're being checked by the capital gains tax people.
So, the capital gains tax office has your books?
No, they couldn't get them back from the Inland Revenue.
So your books are with the Inland Revenue?
Only in principle. Under the government scheme for falsification of official figures, they are deemed to be with the Inland Revenue.
Where are they, then?
Our books are with the VAT office.
Yeah, but... What? Listen, I've just come from there. Now, these books, I hope you've been keeping them up to date.
We haven't seen them for 10 years. I have to write everything down on bus tickets.
Ah. Then you've fallen down on your entries. This will mean a fraud squad probe.
But that would wreck us. We'd go out of business.
Nonsense. You get a government grant to prop you up till we're finished.
You seem a well-informed gentleman. Are you by any chance familiar with the exports regulation?
Well, of course, yes. Good education is essential for creative VAT assessment.
Well, there's this new all-British alarm clock. We're wondering where we'd be allowed to export it.
Where did you have in mind?
Germany?
Jimmy, no. Contravenes the Treaty of Versailles.
But that applies to weapons. This is just a cuckoo clock.
Yes, but they might wake up and start firing guns.
All right. Russia?
No, we're not friends with them anymore. Don't like their policy on locking people up.
Yes, of course. I remember what happened when Len Murray went there.
But they didn't lock him up.
Quite, and we didn't like it. So we're not allowed to export to Russia. Spain?
Well, that corrupt pit of fascism. We don't have anything to do with Spain, except for going there on holiday.
Italy?
Oh, yes. Good old democratic Italy. Yes, certainly you can send your goods to Italy.
You can't get them in. They've a dock strike.
Well, can I make a suggestion? Switzerland. They're neutral. They don't offend anyone.
Sell cuckoo clocks to Switzerland?
He's right, Yvonne. I've been on a CBI fact-finding tour. The Swiss can't get enough cuckoo clocks. That's why they're always making them.
Good. Well, I'm glad to have been of service. That's what you pay your taxes for, eh? Nothing venture, nothing have has earned a night's repose. Good day to you.
I just remembered. You're barred in Switzerland since that business with the foam rubber chair legs.
Oh, dear, yes. Well, we'll just have to send the clocks to someone who knows their true worth.
Oh?
We'll plead with Buffy Blumenthal to take them back. Ring him up now, will you?
I can't. I'm seeing a client.
Oh, well, send Gayleen in on your way out.
Now, Leslie, I hope you're not going to get that scatterbrain girl to do your work for you.
Good Lord, it's nearly 3. Now, where did I leave those golf clubs?
You wanted me, Mr. Smith?
Yes, Gayleen, an important job for you.
Oh, Miss Fothergill doesn't like me to accept responsibility. She says it's the quickest way to get ulcers.
Nonsense. The fact that I'm managing director has never given me ulcers.
No, but it's given her ulcers.
Because she hasn't learned to delegate. Do you know what delegation is, Gayleen?
Yes, it's a management word for skiving.
Yeah, really, the us and them attitude. Look, there's no need for workers and managers to insult each other.
Then why do they?
Because those grotty oiks on the shop floor are always so bullshit. Now I have to leave this job to you. I'm meeting a business contact for a very heavy session. We'll be getting down to the grassroots.
So you'll be at the trade centre?
No, I'll be at the golf club. Now listen, Gayleen, I want you to ring Blumenthal.
The people who sold you the clock?
Yes, speak to the purchasing department and ask if they'll buy the clocks back. If they agree, get transferred to the transport department. Ask for a lorry to deliver them back to Blumenthal's.
You want Blumenthal's to supply lorries?
Yes, it's cheaper than using an outside firm, you see. And Gayleen, these things have got to be wound up quickly.
You leave it to me, Mr. Smith.
Good girl. You have an early afternoon, too. No need to stay after 6.
Hello, Blumenthal's? Purchasing department, please. Engaged? Well, give me the transport department. I'll speak to them first. Don't suppose it matters. Transport department? This is Fothergill and Smith. Can you deliver 10,000 cuckoo clocks for us? Yes, as soon as possible. And they've got to be wound up. Thank you.
I delegated the matter, Yvonne, and Gayleen rang Blumenthal yesterday. It's all settled.
I'll believe it when the clocks are gone.
The driver from Blumenthal's is here.
Morning. Sign there. Char.
Thank you, my man. You see, Yvonne, I always win through in the end.
I stacked the new clocks on top of the lot you already got.
Fine.
Okay.
Yes, that's a load of... Pardon? You mean you've delivered 10,000 cuckoo clocks?
Right on, Squire. And they're wound up like you ask. There they go. Listen.
Yes, something tells me there's been a slip-up. A sort of oh nasty, absolute disaster. Let's all pin our hopes on British Leyland type of slip-up. You won't weren't supposed to bring us 10,000 cuckoo clocks. She was supposed to take away 10,000 cuckoo clocks. Now we've got 20,000 cuckoo clocks.
Yeah. Just hope the birds don't start breeding, eh? Look, mate, you signed, you're lumbered with them. Ta-da!
Well, there's a funny thing. I can die down from this for months.
You'll be dining out all right, out in the gutter. We've spent every penny we used to have to flood London with unwanted cuckoo clocks.
I think I'll go and have a lie down.
Okay, nobody move. This is a VAT shock raid.
Sorry, Mr. Smith, you just barged in.
Right, I'm closing you down. Look at your VAT account. £500 in the red.
But I sent you a cheque last week. Let me see that paper. I thought so. That should be £500 in the black.
Why is it red then?
Well, all the writing's in red, even the address. Obviously, the ink's changed colour. Who supplies your office equipment?
The Blumenthal Better Buy Business Bureau.
Fussy, Blumenthal strikes again. It's bad ink. We don't owe you £500. You owe us £500.
You mean all our red figures are really in black? Well, I'd better go and tell ICI they can open up again.
You didn't need to close us down anyway. I'm afraid our cash flow is non-commensurate with our preset financial structure.
You mean you've gone bust?
I say, you worked that out quicker than I did. You see, we've got a warehouse full of cuckoo clocks we can't sell.
Cuckoo clocks, eh? Here. Have you heard of the civil service competition?
Yes. Any civil servant who suggests a way to increase civil service efficiency gets a prize.
Yes, but so far no one's entered, because no one wants the sack. What's the connection with cuckoo clocks?
Well, they want to stop clock watching in government offices.
And with cuckoo clocks, they wouldn't have to watch. They'd just listen.
Yeah. It's a winner, eh? Yeah? Now, we need about 20,000 clocks, and you can name your price.
Are you sure it'll work?
Who cares? It's only public money. Yes, once we screwed every penny out of you lot, we'd lose interest.
You'll have the clocks this afternoon.
Good. Well, I'll be off then, eh?
Yes.
Don't file anything I wouldn't, eh?
What a nasty man. We are saved by public spending. The government taketh and the government throws away. What's the time, by the way? Oh, splendid. That's what we need.
That was Would the Last Businessman to Leave the Country Please Turn Out the Lights, featuring Leslie Phillips, with Kenneth Connor, Hugh Paddock, Nell Brennan, and Sue Holderness. The program was written by Andrew Palmer and produced by Edward Taylor.